Sometimes when pressure holds too tight, hopefully I can make up my mind and override the fight. I've been patient, waiting for an answer, contemplating. Didn't get me any closer to the reason why I feel the need to do it. I've gotta want and have you had enough. You want me to find it tonight. I wanna find it tonight. I'm changing you back. All night, girl, I know where to find you. I'll follow the tone of the lights that surround you. Wherever you go, girl, I know where to find you. Do you think I'm crazy for choosing love? Baby, I wanna be with you for the long. I think I wanna make it go on and on. Baby, I think I'm crazy if I don't know. I called you plenty, are you on a run? I've gotta want and have you had enough? You want me to find it tonight? I wanna find it tonight. I'm changing you back. Stay a moment. All my walls are falling, and my heart is beating loud. Go through the fire, break the fire, yeah. Chasing something true, caught in a bind. Maybe undo, maybe undo. 'Cause when every cloud felt death, and the silence could be back. Every motion falling flat. Had to leave you, had to leave you. I can't hear you. it's bad, but I can't help myself. When I feel sad, I escape from my sins. Lately music's been my reminiscence. That's when I listen. I know it's bad that I can't help myself. When I get mad, I set fire to the hell. The only way to keep it at a distance, that's when I listen. Music is the reason why I stay. A cheering melody will fix a melancholic heart. The music is the reason. The music is the reason why I stay. I feel alive, I feel alive, I feel alive. The music is the reason. The music is the reason why I stay. When I stay in my shell, as soon as I'm sad, I tend to build a fence. That's when I need tunes to keep on living, like someone's listening. I see the signs when I seek for the lights. I know it's bad when I forget myself. Lately music's been my self-reminder, my self-reminder. Music is the reason why I stay. I'm a la 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 loner. La 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 loner. Every time I try to fit in, it ends up in misery. Yeah. Socializing doesn't fit me, but I can get away so easy. I was born a misfit. Don't go with the cool kids. It's all overrated. No, I never missed it. I was born a misfit. Don't go with the cool kids. It's all overrated. I just didn't meet it. I'm a la 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 loner. La 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 loner. La 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 loner.
And we're live.
Hey everybody, yeah, look who we got tonight. Look,
Hello, hello, hello.
hello.
I think my absence was noticed.
You think? Just a smidge?
Just a little.
Poquito.
No, poquito.
Now, be forewarned, y'all, this is all the Dr. Pepper I have. Unless my kids, who are out doing young adult male things on a Saturday night, get my text message and love their mama enough to bring me home a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper. Fingers crossed.
Cash. That's mainly because I don't think they'll get the text message. It's like, hash.
Yeah, they usually. Speaking of which, where is my cell phone?
You just had it.
I know. Oh, I left it out.
Lord have mercy. Yes, very much Dr. Pepper drinkers over here. Though I do like Sprite. Trying to close down. Well, you worry about closing down the store. I don't even know what it tastes like. It tastes like heaven in a bottle.
It's the
It's
nectar of the
cherry Coke.
gods, aka
It's
ambrosia.
cherry Coke. It's cherry Coke. That's
No,
it's just cherry Coke.
no, it is not. There is a
Yeah.
difference. If you were to pour a cherry Coke and a Dr. Pepper and put them in front of me, and I turned around and I could tell you which one is the cherry Coke and which one is the Dr. Pepper.
So could
I
I.
believe you. For me, it's just cherry Coke. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just like that's how I describe it. To me, it tastes like cherry Coke.
Oh, that
that's rough.
sucks.
That's rough.
I understand, Trisha. I understand.
Yeah, you have that with peanut butter.
Yep. We can commiserate together. You can eat a peanut butter sandwich while I watch, and I'll drink a Dr. Pepper for you.
Just don't kiss.
Sure.
Just say
I'm aware. I'm aware. That is not an arrestable offense, telling somebody the superior soda. Hey, Ace.
Yes. How's the word count going?
Oh,
We haven't
that's
even started yet. We're just getting started. So come on in. Okay, guys, it's time for the spiel. Come in, get your hankies because we have a hanky warning for tonight. Get your stress balls, get your fans, and get you something to drink and some popcorn because we got a hell of a show tonight. We actually came in just over, and I mean just over 19,000 words. With 11 submissions tonight. I am very proud of our group. And everybody also remember, wait till the end of the show. Come on in, sit down, make a palette, enjoy our lovely faces, Izzy's voice, Char's voice, and everything like that. Because let's face facts here, peoples. We're going to be rolling for the final prompt of the year tonight.
Yep. Season 2 will be wrapped up to a close next Saturday night.
Yes, which technically will prompt us into the anniversary show. Yes, you are a pro at procrastination. Death head. But we got a lot going on tonight, and
Shit.
what?
No, keep going. Keep
Okay,
going.
it's like, do I freeze? Do I stop? What are we doing there? But no, we got a lot going on tonight, and
I gotta add another name across the bottom.
Do we the gnome thing this prompt or the next one? Oh, that will be the next one. So next week's prompt is the last one for the year, and then we start the challenge of the year, which you will find out more about in the newsletter and on next week's show. So come on in, sit down. We're also doing something a little different tonight. Instead of reading out just what was rolled for the prompts, we are doing a poll tonight.
Yes, we
to
have
make it
learned.
completely
Oh,
completely fair. But you're still not getting the newsletter.
all right.
Is that
Doodah.
Izzy's looking into that right now? Thank you. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Where are we going? I cannot see that. I want to see a mic mute and yell for sticks. He's up first.
Okay. So, first things first, interneter. Double check and make sure that holdmypenpromptcast@gmail.com is in your whitelist, obviously. And number two, we have seen an issue with URLs or domains such as yours. Patrick had to subscribe with his Gmail because his author email account didn't accept it.
Yeah, bounced it. Why are you first? Because you submitted first.
You submitted like within 5 hours of the show ending.
That's how it works.
Last Saturday. That's
first come, first serve, and you are the first one on the pop.
You stole my spot. Usually, when I'm behaved, I'm usually the first one to get turned in.
Not this week. You're in the middle.
I'm at the end.
I can be the meat in the middle.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't forget to share this out so that people, your friends, maybe not your loved ones, but your friends, other weird people in your life that have our sense of humor, can come and join us and get more zingers like that.
Right. Also, share this out to your servers if you feel compelled to do so. Share it out on, all the other platforms. And, it's gonna be fun.
Oh,
it's gonna
children, spawn home.
Hey.
Let's hope they got the text message.
Oh.
Let's hope.
Oh my roommate. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna comment about something my roommate was sending me. It's fine. I can say after.
Okay. But yeah, we've got a lot of interesting things going on. Plus, next month, along with everything you will find out, we will find out hopefully next week what Char's birthday month challenge is going to be, because she's our January. And Patrick just face planted or palm planted. Hey, we all remember when it's your turn.
Char. I already have a hunch of where you're going to take this.
Oh? Tell me what the hunch is. I'm curious.
We all know what you like and what your predominant writing style is.
We do?
We do?
Mafia.
Oh.
And she writes pirate too, and then she's got these two people stuck in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Wait,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I
But I'm just thinking she's either gonna have us themed off in pirates or mafia mobsters, or maybe there'll be mobster pirates. Who knows?
That would be
I
cool.
posit that pirates are just mafia on ships.
Thank you.
Son of a bitch, I'm a mafia writer. I do love the mafia. Hey, someone just gifted Death's Head a tier 1 sub. That's awesome.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Look at the cute little mug they've got now.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the way that the after all of our cutesy little things on Twitch don't translate into the combined chat, but that's okay. For those watching on Twitch, they know, and we're good there. Okay.
But no, as
Studio
I don't know,
mode.
I don't know if Julie can still hear me. But the reason I was giggling earlier is because my roommate keeps sending me memes about Jake Paul getting wrecked by Anthony Joshua.
Oh boy, awesome sauce. Well, yeah, the
He got his jaw
Go ahead.
broken in 2 places.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, Leon,
Fine,
I
fine,
really
fine.
doubt that the stream is going to stay pristine, just for the sheer fact that my spawn just arrived home, having not looked at the text that their mother sent.
Also, he jinxed it by mentioning it. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, first up,
Izzy, you got to do the announcement.
our I have to do the announcement. Hey, our voices and our stories are not to be used to train AI. Period. Full stop. This, of course, should go without saying, but as we know, people don't listen.
Yeah.
Now, we like our pirates fictional, not real life. So don't go taking any of this shit and putting it out there. Don't take anybody's books and put it out there as your own. Just don't use us to train your. Come up with your own goddamn shit. All right. This is our brainchild. Bingo.
I also want to take this moment to let everybody know, anyone who's bought my book on Kindle, please finish it quickly, because as of January 1st, I am pulling all of my ebooks off of Kindle, off of Amazon, because Kindle is introducing an AI feature called Ask This Book, which is an integrated AI companion you cannot opt out of or remove, and it will completely scan your entire book, and there is no proof whatsoever and no fail safes to prevent Amazon from using all of these manuscripts to train their models. And because I am against that, I will be removing all of my ebooks off of Amazon and will no longer be uploading them until that feature is gone. However, you can still find my books on Kobo, Barnes and Noble, and Apple Books. And physical books will stay on Amazon.
There we go. Ace. Oh, goodness. That was funny. All right. So now that we've covered that, on to our first story of the night. 30 minutes in, but that's okay. We
good.
operate on writers time.
That's pretty good time for us, actually.
I had to get down to page 4 before. Okay. Our newest prompter, Sticks, as you see, that is STYXX in the comments. And we are off to the races. Christmas is a holiday built upon theft. History, rewritten by the victors. At its roots lies the festival of Yule, a time to celebrate the preservation of life. A Yule log was burned to give light and heat through the longest nights of the year and keep the darkness at bay. People feasted to stave off starvation and ensure no food from the harvest was lost to rot. It is an ancient celebration, each tradition born of necessity. I was there at the last true Yule, and I'll be there this Christmas. Let me take you back to that final, hallowed celebration, to a time when gatherings had meaning beyond mere extravagance. I stood there, staring at the man across the fire's light. He sat upon a stone as he had year after year, staring back at me above the frolicking flames that danced upon his Yule log, his feast piled upon the snow beside him. He didn't say a word. Those eyes told me all I needed to know. As he sat there, gorging himself on the food he'd saved, his smile grew, and my hunger grew with it. There was no light pollution back then, so the myriad of stars in the cloudless sky made the snowy ground sparkle like diamonds beyond the fire's reach. The beauty was lost on me, my eyes fixed on the man who ate, the man who smirked as his pile of food slowly shrank. The log still burned. He spoke of his life, his wife who had walked away when he refused to convert to the new religion, his children who survived, and those who did not. He spoke of the lean years, the surplus years, of all the mundane highs and lows that rivaled the count of stars in the sky. He laughed, he ate, he cried, he chewed. I stood and watched throughout. When the food had dwindled, entirely gone, I knew that I would starve. He stared back at me, eyes full of determination and grim acceptance. He spoke, and I listened until there was nothing more to say. This was a celebration of life, the defeat of famine. The mockery burned within my empty stomach. The log still burned. These centuries later, the log and the man are long gone, myths and legends for people to tell at parties. The stone he sat upon remains, and so do I. But I no longer starve. You see, that man who celebrated the final Yule, he knew something all of you have forgotten. For I am the darkness that lives within your hearts and swallows your homes when the sun hides its face. I whispered in the ears of your preachers. I watched and I chuckled as they strove to overwrite millennia of tradition. I wrung my hands in glee as you rang jingle bells and you invited me into your homes under the guise of consumerism. But my favorite part of your favorite holiday? The logs no longer burn. I have so many questions.
Was that a Krampus story?
Yes, Leon. Dun, dun, dun. That just. Ooh. How many is that? That looks like 6 exclamation marks from Trisha Jones.
Trisha,
Say more!
Say what we're all thinking.
Right? Very nice. Welcome to the family, Sticks. Gosh, that was just. Mm.
I'm also noticing that much like our a couple of our other resident authors, excellent storytelling in a very short, succinct way, which is not easy to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Aw, first and last time. Come on,
I don't
Sticks.
buy that. Not for
I
one
don't
second.
buy it.
Not for
There
one
there'll
second.
be something else that'll prick his
Yep.
fancy.
Yep.
All right. There we go.
You're such a weird cat.
Hey, Kieran's been doing that too, so there you go. All right, and next week is the last one for our celebrations, challenge, and so who knows? Maybe we'll get a continuation, depending on what the prompt is. Maybe we'll get something wholly new.
Yeah, I didn't do the
All right.
prompt. I just asked Julie the last second, hey, can I show some of what I've been working on? And she said, sure.
Hey, a percussive cat. Yep. All right. Next up, we have C.M. Weller, aka Bitzer K, aka Internutter. Aaron didn't say a word, but his eyes told Zinnia all she needed to know. His inner storm was brewing. When he got his punching arm back, she would be catching a lot of bruises. He would find a way to hurt her, even with Void almost constantly in her company. She could plead. She could play sweet. But he would find a reason to hurt her. As soon as the first mistake happened, he would find a way to lay into her. The only good news was that his arm would heal up properly after their son was born. He couldn't help it. He got angry and he lost control. Punching Void was proof. Nobody in control would punch a metal person and expect it to hurt them. And now he was mad that his arm was busted up. Much though it made her feel guilty, she let him sleep when he took fuel for the midwinter bonfire with Void. She knew they needed the better luck. She needed better luck. Zinnia had a bundle of dry enough grasses that would be dry enough to burn by midwinter. She found a place to sit with it while Void helped some others get their heavier offerings onto the pyre pile. If the fire was going to burn all the things they never needed in the new year, she was going to try and burn her Aaron's anger. With the same skills she used to make house slippers out of reeds, Zinnia wove and knotted up the image of an angry man's face, woven from memory. It did strongly resemble Aaron. Void caught her sliding the effigy into a deeper part of the pile. What do you do? Zinnia brought it back out, feeling guilty enough that it looked like her Aaron. We burn the things we don't need, she said, and I don't need his anger. I thought maybe I could burn his anger. Void stared at the circle in her hands. It said, in the days before, they would put unneeded people on the fire. I'm glad they don't do that no more. Burning a face wasn't burning him. She slid it back into the waiting pyre. Dun dun dun.
Nutter.
Metal Man. Was this a previously established story, or is this just a little blurb we got this week?
No, this you go back and go back and watch. You've gotten it over the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
But Why?
Oh,
Why do
I
you do
can't wait. I can't wait to see some kind of magical whatever happening and Aaron just burned the fuck up. Aaron's gonna get what's coming to him. Aaron's gonna get what's coming to him.
We can only hope.
Ow, claws! Ow! Ow!
Mhm.
Alrighty then.
Oh. Oh. Yes, maybe
Yeah,
after January, because January is the anonymous month. Just so that people can try something new, try something they've never done before, bust out of their whatever they're currently working on, and it's only what, 4 weeks
4 weeks.
worth of prompts. So, get honest feedback where there's no kind of
No,
bias.
no.
We
January's
have 5.
5.
That's all right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. It basically is, the whole point is to try your hand at something new. And you don't have to do the same story every single week. It's just try a new character, try a new character voice, try a new world, see if it feels like you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You tried something new and move on to something else. I know I've been after Julie for quite some time because the pig leg story that started this whole fiasco almost 2 years ago, it was literally something outside of her wheelhouse, and she did it really well. So,
Oh,
you
oh,
know,
I just decided what the theme's gonna be. I just decided what the theme's gonna be. Oh, write this down so don't forget it.
yeah, exactly, Leon. One-off testing stuff. Test stuff that you've never done before. The only people that are going to know are the people who have access to the email, and we ain't going to tell anybody. Not until the last week.
Yeah, not until the last day of the month, which happens to also be a Saturday.
Absolutely, Leon. Like, I mean, if people didn't know about Linda, one of the characters in my epic fantasy, you know, I could pull any of those other characters out because I haven't done anything on them ever. I've just developed them in the background. I'm not going to do that. But, one-off test a bunch of stuff, test things, try your hand at new things. That's what Fresh Ink is all about, which being in January means that it's like, okay, what did I learn in January anonymously when people didn't know it was going to be my story? And use that in February, March, April, May, June, all the way through December to enhance your writing. Because the whole point is that we're kind of like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter.
But making
You're just
people
getting
laugh
feedback.
does.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, starting the first show, the word cap is 2,500. I mean, obviously, if you do 2,510, we're not gonna bitch a fit.
I was
But
25.43 this week. Just under.
see, exactly, Luna. Nobody knows what Luna's style is yet. So we're gonna get some new people starting in January. We've been rated a couple of times and gotten quite a few lovely, wonderful people into our Discord, and you've embraced what we do. We've embraced you, and we've had lots of great conversations in the general chat, in our voice chats. We've also got the breakout rooms. So if you want to pick somebody's brain and go, here, can I share something with you? And you tell me what you think about it, go into a breakout room. If somebody is already in a breakout voice chat room, please do not enter unless you are specifically invited. Okay. Because they may not want this particular story out amongst anyone else. And I'm always free to be able to help, just not on your submission prompt, right? Because I want to be surprised. Because I do read these cold. Now, that being said, reading these cold, the next one is not one that I can read cold because it's mine. And
I was about to ask if there was a reason all of a sudden you were talking about other stuff and you were diverting a little bit and you kind of seemed to be stalling a little.
just a wee bit stalling. Just a wee bit stalling. Just a wee bit. So I'm gonna mute and Char's going to read mine for this week.
The entire reason I joined tonight. I took a break from writing because Izzy needed help.
Yes, I did. Okay,
Also,
here we go.
Also because I submitted tonight and I wanted to see Izzy's reaction. I'm mildly concerned with the header. Someone else will have to read it. I will not be able to get through it without crying. Stop it. Okay. He didn't say a word, but his eyes told me everything I needed to know. It took me 3 more days to realize the full ramifications. It was primal. He was visceral, raw, animal-like. The deep recesses of my everything felt claimed, possessed. And then he rolled away, turning from me. My soul ached. I left the following morning, a routine run, nothing special, nothing different. Except something in the air felt pent up, like Earth was afraid to let herself breathe. Fuck you. I love that line. Fuck you. 5.5 hours later, I arrived at the first hotel and checked in. Our normal protocol came next, texting that I had arrived safely. He replied with a simple good, and although I tried to keep the conversation going, it quickly petered out. I rolled over on the hotel bed as a tear slipped onto the pillow. What was going on? The next morning, I continued the run. Arriving at the destination, I waited for my contact and completed the handoff. Everything went well. Package pickup completed. I rewarded myself with a step inside my favorite used bookstore. It wasn't every day I could stop in, not with living 2 states away. I walked around, racking my brain for memories of authors or books I'd wanted to pick up. Nothing came to me. I couldn't remember a single one. I pulled up my list on my phone, and the words blurred on the screen. I couldn't focus. What was he doing right now? I walked up and down the aisles, thousands and thousands of books, gently used, awaiting a new home, a new life. But nothing screamed at me. None of them said, I'm yours, take me home. I couldn't stop thinking about him. I hadn't felt this disconnected in all of our 13 years. We were usually on the same page, simpatico, in sync. But not this trip, not this time. We'd done this before, but it had never felt like this. This run was routine. This specific trip, completed 2 times, maybe 3 a year, we were always good after. Why did it feel so different, like he was distant, unreachable? The way he'd seen me, but not really, as though he'd been looking right through me. The way he wouldn't hold me after it was over. That look said so much, but what? What was it actually saying? I couldn't put my finger on it. Shaking my head, I returned to the shelves, determined to pick out at least one book. I never came here and left empty-handed. I moved to the next section. There, eye level, a book by his favorite author, one I knew he didn't have. It sat in near perfect condition, original cover, Not a now on television one, just a little fake sticker on the edge reading now on Netflix. This. This was the only thing I was buying this trip. Nothing for me, not this time. Just something for him, letting him know I was thinking of him the whole time. Proof that I wasn't a selfish jerk. Proof that I cared about him, even when so far away. I made my purchase, clutching it tightly to my chest. I felt lighter, freer. Surely he would love this. I drove down the highway, happily bouncing to the music on the radio. If I could whistle, I would. I couldn't wait to talk to him, to call him, to keep the purchase secret, but tell him how very much I loved him. Again, I arrived at my booked hotel in a different town this time. I checked in, then took my bag to the room. I called. No answer. I checked his location, worried. He wasn't home. It showed he was at a friend's house, probably playing video games. That was the friend he'd been hanging out with a lot recently, right? I texted. Me. I'm checking the hotel and safe. What you doing? Silence. No bouncing bubbles. No red appeared below my text. I unpacked my bag and got ready for bed. The book sat on the nightstand, receipts sticking out. I caressed the cover and snuggled into the bed, flicking on the television. I clicked between channels. Nothing looked good. Grabbing my phone, I called again. This time he answered. What? Hey babe, what you doing? I texted to let you know I arrived at the hotel and I haven't heard from you. Oh, sorry. We've been playing video games. Didn't hear the phone go off. You heard this one. I was checking for the time and you happened to call in. But look, I'm going to get back to it. Drive safe tomorrow. He disconnected. No bye. No I love you. What was going on? I rolled over and cried myself to sleep. My period was probably around the corner. That's why I'm feeling this way. Right? I tossed and turned all night. The alarm went off in the morning and I felt trapped. The sheets wrapped around my limbs, my neck, my torso. I laid in an unfamiliar bed in an unknown room. I panicked. It slowly came back to me. I was on a run. Deep breaths brought my heart rate back to a normal rhythm. I disentangled myself from the sheets, a chore of epic proportions. I got up, rubbing my face. The room was cold for July. Rubbing my arms, I went to the air conditioner and turned it off. Then my bladder screamed. I ran through the room, making it just in time. Coffee. I needed coffee. I glanced at the tiny coffee maker by the sink. Insufficient. Puny. Too much work. I dressed, brushed my teeth, packed my bag. Checked messages. Nothing. Loading the car, I set the GPS to the nearest coffee shop. Sitting in line, I debated. Text him? Call him? Check location? Me. Good morning. Hope you slept well. On my way home here in a few. Nothing. I gave my order and inched my way to the window. Next, I programmed the nearest fast food restaurant for some eggs and bacon. Sitting in the parking lot to eat, I pulled out my phone and checked for messages. Still nothing. I pulled up the location. He still wasn't home. He was still at the friend's house. What? He'd never stayed out all night, not in 13 years. He'd never not been home when I was away on a trip. Just as he expected me to be home and safe when he was away on his, I assumed he would. He knew my anxiety, especially since he'd just had surgery a few weeks before. But no, he was out, and at 7 in the morning, he was still not home. I drove on. At 11, I stopped for gas. He still wasn't home. The dog was likely crossing her legs, hoping someone would let her outside. I called the children. No one answered. I called him. Voicemail. At 1, I called again from a rest stop 1 state away. He finally answered. What? He sounded angry, upset, annoyed. I tried calling the kids, making sure someone let the dog out since you aren't home and no one answered. And? And what? What's going on? Nothing. Can't I go out and have fun? Whoa, where's this coming from? I've suggested going out several times and you always say it costs too much. Whatever, I'm not having this fight with you. Click. He hung up on me. I called back. They went to voicemail. I called again. He sent me to voicemail. I pulled up our message thread, bouncing bubbles on his end. Him. This isn't working. I want a divorce. My heart slams. I can hear the blood rushing through my ears. He'd asked for a divorce before, anytime I wasn't a perfect little trad wife who also had a full-time job. Anytime I didn't have the energy to make dinner, when he'd been home all day messing around in his shed, he pulled out the "This isn't line working. You are making me upset." Like, genuinely, actually upset. Yeah, he was right. This wasn't working. He didn't want it to work. I'd been fighting for us alone for so long. I didn't reply to the text. Instead, I messaged my kid. Me, go into the kitchen and grab trash bags. Pull all your clothes from your closet and put them in trash bags. Quietly pack as much as your stuff into your totes and boxes. I'll be home tonight and tomorrow. We're moving into Grandpa's house. Oh my God, Izzy, I know what you did. Hang on, give me a second. Okay. Quietly pack as much as your stuff into your totes and boxes. I'll be home tonight and tomorrow. We're moving into Grandpa's house. Kid, Mom, what's going on? Me, he asked for a divorce again. This time, I'm going to give it to him. Kid, on it. I sobbed. Even my kid wanted it over. Finished. I got back onto the road. My text messages blowing up with rapid fire consistency. I pulled over to read them. Long, drawn out, accusatory, blaming me for how our lives were shit, that my debt kept us from getting a mortgage. Never mind that I've been paying for 80% of everything the first 9 years while he did what exactly? Other than make sure our vehicles were maintained with my money, what did he actually do? He forgot doctor's appointments for the kids, making me take days off work to take them. I couldn't trust him to not spend the grocery money on steaks and shrimp. He only cooked when I failed to. He'd only started working a W-2 job 4 years prior. A light bulb went off in my head. That's when he started insisting everything money be 50-50. But not the housework. That was mine. That he didn't have the energy after working a counter and cash register all day. The year before, he started arguments more, kept promising he'd get his schedule changed so we'd have our evenings together. But it never happened. I pulled up his social media. His relationship status said, "It's complicated." "Oh, it's complicated, all right," I murmured. Vision blurry, I sat out and cried. The book was beside me, accusing me of hanging on to something long lost. I wanted to throw that book. I grabbed it and stuffed it in my duffel. Wiping my face, I got back onto the road. I couldn't get home fast enough. I wanted to wave a magic wand and transport everything my child and I owned to my father's. It hit me. He knew. That last time, he knew. He knew he was going to stay out all night. He knew he was going to set off my anxiety. He knew I was going to panic and be needy. He knew he could play this off as though he'd been dealing with a neurotic lunatic these past 13 years. He'd been planting the seeds of doubt in my mind for years, complaining to friends and family about what I did or didn't do. He left out what he was like. The emotional threats, the "if you adjust" accusations, the unreasonable expectations. He knew he was using me that night. He knew he was moving on. I shouldn't have been surprised. He'd done this before. It'd been stupid, and I'd been stupid enough to fall for the lies, holding on to an unrealistic hope that the years had helped him gain maturity. He'd tracked me down, right? He'd missed me and found me. He'd rescued me. He loved me, right? No. He loved the status that having a wife gave. He knew I'd been the only loyal woman he'd ever dated. He loved that I would do anything to keep him in my life this time, until I asked for all of that in return. It was over. It was finally done. Yet another failure. The car traveled on, tears still leaking down my face. I let them go. I didn't try to stop them, didn't let them well up. I had somewhere to go. It wasn't a great place, but it was still mine. My kid and I would be safe. It would be hard, but we'd be together. No more nightly fights, no more screaming matches. Just one more night in that house, in that hell, and we'd be free. Free to soar towards our destinies. Oh my God. I am a fucking mess right now, Izzy. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God.
Sorry.
I imagine you guys might be a little confused at the moment. It's up to Izzy if she clarifies why we're a mess.
Yeah, with some modifications.
Yeah.
There was a reason I wasn't gonna get through it.
Yeah, no. You made my voice crack like twice. I almost didn't get through it. Izzy, that was very brave writing that.
I talk about it a lot. I talk about it a lot, but I've never really put it out there. And I've just been feeling it a lot lately.
This is a great way to work through it.
Yep.
Ugh.
Hydrate or dihydrate?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my water. All I can
That was
say
my
is
life.
all I can
Go
say
ahead.
is I hope I did that justice for you, hun.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Even hearing somebody else say it.
Yeah.
And that was my life before book talk. That's what led me to book talk and Julie and the rest of the Authors Pub and Hold My Pen Promptcast. And it's been a very short amount of time. You guys all see me for the past 2 years be bubbly and out there and laugh everything off. And you all saw the real me underneath all of that and reminded me that I'm stronger and that I made the right decision. That when he asked, finally, that third or fourth time, give him what he wanted. And my life has been fuller and happier ever since. Y'all helped remind me that I have a life worth living.
Oh yeah. I'm really glad I was on tonight's show for that. Ugh.
Okay, so I'm gonna go get a quick more drink, maybe some tea, and maybe splash some water on my face.
Yes, very much so.
Um, if you guys want to continue on, I will still have my ears.
I actually need to get my fire stoked. My fire went out in the middle of that, and I wasn't gonna stop.
Mm. Go get your fire back. We don't need you freezing in the middle of the woods.
It's only negative 16 outside. It's not that bad.
You don't see my face right now. Okay, everybody. I think everybody just needs a quick breather. Hey, EJ.
Ooh, that's chilly. Ooh, that is chilly outside.
I know, right, Bitzer? Like we don't play in the cold weather. Now mind you, it does get to be like negative uh occasionally like -10, -15 here, but not for a good minute.
I think the coldest it ever got here was she. I'll be like, "Hi, EJ." You able to get me out of the yeah. It's negative 15 regular. It's negative 21 with wind chill. I was going to say the coldest it's been here since I've lived out here in the woods. I think after wind chill, it got to negative 41.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, Celsius, negative 41 Celsius.
As us Southerners say, it's colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra.
Now, that being said, and like, I go out in negative 15, negative 20 weather in this without flinching. Moment it gets above 20 degrees, I'm miserable. I don't fuck with hot weather. I just no. As soon as it gets into 20 or higher, I stay inside with the air conditioning. Hell no.
Bitcher's like, no, just no. Yeah, Bitcher, you'd be in a parka with another
Listen,
parka.
I hate the cold.
but that's the beauty of cold weather. You can always put more on. You can only take so much off when it comes to hot weather. It gets to a certain point where you're just miserable, and there's nothing you can do
Yeah,
about it.
quite
There's
literally.
plenty to do about it if you're too hot. You can be in your birthday suit. You can go into a body of water.
Yes.
There are no pools because I live in the middle of the woods. I'm not swimming in wild water, and I've already laid in my birthday suit on my bed with no sheets and died out of the heat. No.
That's your own fault. You're a Canuck. I'm a Nebraska boy. It sucks here. It's colder than hell right now, and I don't like it. It's not even that cold.
It's cold enough to remind us that it's cold.
Hmm. So what I do is, well, so reasonably cold, I make it hot in my house. Oh no, I gotta redo this stupid thing. It wasn't done. By trying to make candles.
There we go. Fire's going again.
There we go.
Oh, now I get wrapped up in my lovely fleece blanket with my lovely fleece pants and my lovely fleece shawls behind me, and I'm nice and cozy.
It's like, we're good. Everything's good. Hey, look, 9 times out of 10, once we get past mid-September, all anybody ever sees me in is hoodies. And it was funny because when we went up to Green Bay, I was born a northerner, so I know you bring the hoodies with you regardless.
Yeah.
And we got up there, and everybody that was from a southern state in Green Bay, Wisconsin, was sitting there like chattering, and I was like, ruffling through my bag, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I just turned around, picked up my author's pub hoodie, threw it on. I said, "I'm nice now. Let's go."
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't in my getup for the event, I was literally like in my hoodie, and everybody just like, I'm like, I was born in Chicago. I know what this weather does. You were dum dums that didn't have a hoodie or jacket because I
Right.
understand it's June, but I checked the forecast. And we had basically like rain and
When I was,
cast skies the entire time we were there. So
oh wow, wow. When I was heading to Ohio on a regular basis to visit a friend, there was one time I went down in November, and I was the stereotypical Canadian walking around in a t-shirt and jeans while everyone around me was running around in the thick coat and the toques and the scarves and all that. And I'm just walking, guys, it's +6. Why are you bundled up? It's fine.
well, see, a lot of my neighbors and stuff like that, like if it drops below like 30 degrees outside, well, I'd say 40, they're all bundled up. They look like freaking snowmen. I'm out there in hoodie and a pair of jeans, and I'm sitting there like, what is your problem? It's not even cold out here yet. Now, if that wind's blowing,
No,
all
don't
bets are
bring
off.
this back
Oh,
out.
I don't fuck with wind. No, wind makes everything so much worse.
Yeah.
I can handle -20 with no issue. But if it's only like -5, but it's -20 with a wind chill, I'm miserable. The wind just
Mhm.
makes it worse. The wind makes comfortable weather awful.
Right. Well, for the small town in which I live in, a little weather knowledge for you. Um, Today we were 61 degrees. We're a week off of freaking Christmas. So it's like, it's supposed to be like 72 on Christmas Day. So it's like, okay, we're crazy. But we actually beat out the daily average high. The historical high was 48 degrees. Daily low tonight is 39, 40 degrees. And the historical low is 28. If that doesn't tell you that we are in the middle of global warming, I don't know what does.
Right?
Climate change.
Yes.
Same thing,
Global
different terms,
warming
but
is a
it's an
well,
outdated term.
it's an yeah, it's outdated because we have determined that that is an inaccurate description. Okay.
Did you just hurt your hand?
I grabbed the mug rather than the handle. Ow, that's hot too.
Please don't hurt yourself.
No, I already did that with what I wrote.
You hurt all of us.
Sorry.
Yeah, there was such a space there. I'm like, is there more? Or did we ... Because I was like, yeah.
It's hot. I need pain reliever.
Okay. Any bahoozles. Moving right along, because we do have quite a bit for this evening. Next up, Trisha Jones. Is he's drinking Mrs. For cussing the cat. So I guess I'm up. Hope I do it justice. Okay, hold on a second. Me. Okay. Albert came into the house out of breath and cold from the winter air. Well, did you get it? I asked. You guys back to me taking his car off. He turned and looked at me. I could see in his eyes he couldn't get it. I'm sorry, baby, but they were all out. I understand, but you know Hunter's going to be so upset. I said, I know, but I'll get it for him after Christmas. But then by then they should have it restocked. That's a very popular toy. He said, well, he sat at the kitchen table. I know it is. I told him that Santa might not be able to get it or get him one because it's so popular. He might not have enough materials to build it, but he's getting smart, baby. He's starting to learn. I said, as I said a as I set a cup of hot chocolate in front of him. I know, but I hope this is one last Christmas, at least, that he still believes in Santa Claus. He took a sip of his cocoa. We sat in silence and finished our hot cocos before we decided to go up to bed. We felt very upset that we couldn't get the one gift that our wonderful son wanted. We were not asleep long when we heard a noise downstairs, quietly creeping down to see if maybe Hunter was snooping to see what he got. A large man in a red outfit with fur trim. There's no way that can be, Albert whispered. I covered his mouth to hush him. That was Santa Claus. He was putting gifts under our tree for a child. The man stood a t- the man stood a tall as he turned and he saw us. He put a finger he put his fingers to his lips as if to tell us to hush. He gave a little twirl and he was gone. That was Santa, I said. No doubt about it. He's real. Albert just shook his head and said, let's just go back to bed. We've we went back up to bed and went back to sleep. The next morning, we heard a very excited squeal from our child. Mama, Dad, he came! Santa came! We sat up in bed and just looked at each other. Must have been a dream. I said that I knew better. Yeah, it was just a dream, Albert sighed. Come on, let's go see what Hunter got before he tears everything apart. We went down to see the tornado of wrapping paper. He got everything we bought, or he had gotten everything we had bought him: a new ball, a glove, a new hat, hold on a new ball, a new glove, a new bat. He had gotten some PJs from Grandma and Grandpa. His aunts and uncles gave him some gift cards for some video games he liked. There was one last present he hadn't touched yet. It was in a different wrapping paper than any of my family members had used. What's that one there? I pointed. Hunter's eyes got real big. It's from Santa. He opened it, and it was the one toy we could not get him: the biggest remote control car he had asked for. Santa gave me my car. Hunter squealed as he ran around the living room holding the box, or the car in the box. Albert chuckled. Come on, let's get it open so you can actually play with it. After he opened it, Hunter ran off and was playing, and Ellen and I started cleaning up the paper mess. That wasn't a dream, I whispered. No, no, that was not a dream. Santa gave him the best toy that I couldn't find, no, or find any store that had it. That year was the year we started to believe in magic again. We prayed for at least a few more years that Hunter would not become jaded and would still believe in Santa. Dun, dun, dun.
That was really cute.
We do not call the cops on Santa Claus.
That was so sweet.
Everybody always try to call the cops on Santa. Let him do his job.
Well, you succeeded, Trisha. It was adorable. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Yeah, Trisha does a great job of blending cute with weird or creepy or just a little bit unsettling. It's great.
"49 days, Trisha. 49 days."
Okay. Gotta love it when the mini me walks up beside me and I gotta
Right.
turn the camera off. And then I looked down at time as soon as I finished her story, and I'm like, okay, it's time for his meds.
Well timed.
It was a little after, but not much, especially since he's been sick for going on 2 days.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, he actually had to get picked up from school yesterday, which yesterday was only a half a day. It was the last day before winter break, and he had to get picked up early. He wasn't at school 45 minutes before we had to pick him up early, and he has literally been sick ever since.
Oh,
So the fact that he actually wanted to eat tonight,
it's good.
and he ate all of his dinner, took his meds. Now he's watching Elmo. So if you hear screaming in the background, he's watching Elmo. He loves him some Elmo and Grouchland.
Well, if you don't like it, then leave.
And he's like, no, you haven't gotten the other side yet. So, yeah, unfortunately, he is starting to feel better. We have broke the fever.
Good.
But it's just, you know what it's like when you have littles that are sick. It doesn't work right.
I mean, I don't. But
Well, you know what it's like when you have fur babies sick.
yeah. Yeah.
It's so different. Salem, are you just gonna whip her with your tail at this point, or?
You can hear her meows.
Yeah.
Her creaky, croaky meows.
Yeah, no. I had to explain to mine that we keep our germs to ourselves.
Yeah.
But no, very much the. Oh, hello, welcome. Hi, Cash.
Hi!
Just in time for the raid.
Yeah, we got raided.
Oh, we got raided?
We just
Again?
got raided. I just got raided.
Oh. Hellish Mist is raiding with a party of 6. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi.
Please stick
Thank
around.
you for the raid.
Oh.
Why are we coming in with echo?
Oh.
Up Izzy's mic.
No, it's not you. It's the fact that the computer is coming back through the microphone.
Why are you doing that?
I don't know. There we go.
Okay.
Why don't you
Yeah,
know?
we're good now. Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Join the chaos. We still got some reverb, but it's fine.
a raid. Hide the booze. I'm out of booze.
I'm not, but I'm not going in the kitchen to get it.
I actually stopped drinking, so I'm good.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Better.
Good. It's good to see you, Shar. Oh my goodness.
I got a raid run.
That's okay. Thank you for stopping by at all.
Thank you, Hellish.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate it.
got your prohibition gag, Fitzer.
That sounded dirty.
Coming out of my mouth about anything sounds dirty.
You too. Stop by
Yeah.
anytime. More than welcome.
That's right. It's true. Yeah.
All right. That is gonna annoy me.
I,
Uh,
I would make that shirt indecent.
what am I missing?
Anyways, so what are we?
I was pointing out the shirt. Okay, right? And
Yeah.
Kesh over here says I would make that shirt indecent. All right. So, are we ready to get this shindig on the road? Because we've got another new submission.
You should
Yes,
nudge
we
your
do.
camera a little because Izzy, you're like partially cut off a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah.
Patrick, can we get that pointed down, or are we just gonna look at the
Perfect.
ceiling? Thank you. Well, I understand you're eating, but like, there's
That
got to
is
be a
true.
fine balancing act around here. It's like,
Yes, it
yep,
is
we got
Medusa.
a new one tonight by the pen name of E.N. Patrick. No, it is not Patrick.
Transition.
Izzy, are you reading this one, or
Yes. Yes. Okay.
making sure that you were good?
Yeah. I'm good. However, trigger warning from our new author Ian Patrick. Heavy themes of drug addiction, prostitution, and unhoused community.
Ooh.
So, here we go. How about we don't make me look whiter than I am? I mean, that way I look as white as Kesh.
Oh God! Now I'm hearing Patrick Star in my head. No, this is Patrick. Ignore me.
Yep. Okay. So here we go. New one, E.N. Patrick. June 14, 2022. Abandoned warehouse, outskirts of Sarton, Texas. The morning sun beamed through the high warehouse windows and roused Kai from a light and restless slumber. He'd been dreaming of her again, the ghost of his past, Nora. The girl's face flashed through his brain like a strobe light, tormenting him even in his sleep. A nightmare he'd never escape, no matter how far he ran. Since getting sober, the memories of Nora and the tragic way she died haunted him, and even though he hadn't killed her directly, her death had been his fault. The drugs had helped him block out the nightmares, helped him stop seeing her face every time he closed his eyes. Sometimes he regretted sobriety. Groaning as he turned over, Kai buried his face in his sleeping bag to block out the light, hoping for a few more minutes of sleep. But the musty smell of his bedding made him abruptly roll over again. It had been weeks since he'd had money to visit the laundromat, and unlike the other people who inhabited the old warehouse, he didn't have a tent. During the day, the metal building got as hot as an oven in the desert heat, but at night, it was a perfect place to sleep, protected from the dust devils and birds of prey who might have mistaken him for dead on the occasion he'd been able to score. Although he'd been safe at the warehouse for almost a month now, thanks to Haley. Kai glanced over to her sleeping bag, which she'd folded neatly and placed beside her laundry basket of clothing, an old backpack in the garbage bag she kept her dirty stuff in. He grabbed his smokes, dug through his grocery sack for a lighter, then headed for the door. Haley was sitting on an old log, rolling back and forth with a far off gaze as she took a long drag of her cigarette. You're up and at it early this morning, Kai said, lighting up as he approached. Haley slid over, making room for him to sit beside her. It's damn near noon, she replied, flicking her cigarette butt to the ground and grinding it into the dirt with the tip of her flip flop. I have to work today. Maybe I can get us a good dinner tonight. I'm so sick of eating this canned crap from the food bank. I mean, I'm thankful we aren't starving, but I'd kill for some fresh veggies and a steak right about now, she said. Maybe I could go make some money today instead. I don't like you putting yourself at risk, Kai replied. His cigarette crackled as he drew from it and inhaled deeply, instantly feeling the nicotine rush lighten his head. I know, but you have to admit, I make more in an hour than you do in a day. Besides, Jared always makes sure I'm safe. We'll be at the same hotel as last time, so come hang out in the lobby until I'm done. Then we can take showers and sleep in the air conditioning tonight. He's taking advantage of you. Let's hitchhike to Hollywood where you could be a model or a movie star. You're worth way more than that amateur pill pushing wannabe pimp can offer. Kai had forgotten his cigarette as they talked, and it was now more than half ash. He flicked it, then took another long drag, discarding the butt to the ground and stamping it out. Kai looked up at Haley, and his eyes fell to her necklace. The clasp was touching the pendant, and he reached over to fix it for her, sliding the floor leaf clover adorned with emerald colored stones down the chain gently as he turned the necklace. Thanks, she said, touching the pendant before she continued speaking. Some money is better than no money. And besides, it's 1 hour for a couple $100 and a hotel room for the whole night. She didn't say anything more, but her eyes told him all he needed to know. There would be no convincing her not to do this. A black SUV with tinted windows pulled up to the end of the old parking lot and honked. That's him. Time to go be a movie star, she joked, tossing her straight, dark brown hair over her shoulder. Kai watched her climb into the passenger seat of the SUV beside a man wearing dark glasses and a baseball cap. The vehicle left a cloud of dust in its wake as it turned around and then disappeared down the old dirt road leading away from the warehouse. Kai finished his cigarette and decided he would try to make some money anyway. Panhandling in Sarton didn't earn much, but it would be enough to hopefully buy another pack of smokes and a burger from whatever fast food joint happened to be nearby. It was a long walk to town, so Kai put on his old tennis shoes. The soles were separating at the toes, and the laces, once white, were stained brown and tattered. He'd worn the insoles down more than a year ago, but at least they would protect his feet from rocks and the heat of the pavement. He grabbed the cell phone Haley had given him, one of the free ones from the government, and shoved it into the pocket of his basketball shorts. He left the warehouse and headed down the dirt road until it ended at Farm to Market Road, 331 to Sarton. Kai wished he could apply for a real job, not spanging at the Quick Mart or holding up a sign near the entrance to the mall parking lot, but honest work with honest pay. Of course, that was out of the question. If anyone found out who he was, or worse, what he'd done, they'd have him shipped back to Louisiana faster than he could blink. Kai would never purposely hurt anyone, and all he wanted was to earn enough money to keep the lights on. How was he supposed to know the new supply of cocaine he'd gotten at a bargain was mixed with fentanyl? The girl he'd sold it to said she was studying for the SATs and just needed to stay awake to cram. He had no way of knowing she'd had a problem and was snorting 3 times more than the lethal dose for a girl her size. They'd blamed him all the same. After going through her text messages and calls, they'd somehow traced the number back to him. He was at a friend's house when the cops raided his apartment, and after that, he knew it was either run or die. Distribution of a controlled substance resulting in death was a felony, for which the maximum sentence was the death penalty. Everyone loved Nora, too. She was a straight A student, played basketball, participated on the swim team, and had a volunteer log longer than the mafia's combined rap sheet. There was no way any judge would let him off easy. Sweat dripped from Kai's forehead and trickled down his back. He hated the heat in the south and wished he'd fled north instead of west when he left home. Cars zipped past him once in a while, going much faster than the posted speed limit, he was sure of it. People in Texas always added at least 20 miles per hour to any posted speed. If he had a car or could even get a license, Kai thought he might do the same. He pushed his thoughts aside when the town came into view. It took less time to get there than he expected it would, since his wandering mind had offered him distraction from the long, boring walk. He stopped at the little fuel station just at the edge of Sarton. Its bright red bulbous sign blinked with the number 76. Kai knew the shop owner would give him a cup for water and not charge him for it. So this was always his first stop on the way in and his last stop on the way out after he'd made some money. "Hey, Bob," Kai waved as he walked into the store and headed for the soda fountain. "How you doing today, son?" Bob asked. He always called him son, most likely because Kai had never told him his name. "Oh, you know, same shit, different day," he replied. "How about you?" "Living the dream," Bob replied with a chuckle. Everyone always said that, but no one meant it. It was one of those phrases that was just a polite way of saying something rude, like "bless your heart," for example, either meant you did something stupid or you were being pitied for something. Kai always interpreted living the dream to mean I'll be working until I die because I can't afford retirement. Kai grabbed the biggest cup they had and filled it with water, no ice. He didn't even bother putting a lid on it before taking it to the register. Bob waved him on, and Kai thanked him as he used his backside to push the door open. He gulped down half the cup before he needed to take a breath, and then drank the rest as he continued on his way into the busier part of town. The best place to ask for spare change was at the intersection of Bridge Street and Elm. It was the longest light in town. To many, he was invisible, a ghost drifting through the traffic beyond notice. Others saw him approaching and tried their best to lock their doors nonchalantly as if he couldn't hear the very audible click of the locks engaging from outside the vehicle. He pretended not to notice. It was easier that way, and he imagined it made the people inside the car feel safer. Then there were those kind souls who'd roll down their windows and put a handful of change in his cup, or even some bills if he was lucky that day. Taking their money always made him feel sad, though, because they were good people, giving and selfless. He wouldn't mind taking everything from the people who purposefully hydroplaned through the puddles near him on rainy days, or the rich people in their electric vehicles who looked at him like he was the dirt beneath their overpriced designer loafers. No, he wouldn't mind one bit. Bridge Street was backed up more than usual, and Kai was thankful no one else was there with the same idea. He waited for the light to turn red before walking between the two lanes of northbound traffic with his cup out. The driver in the first car ignored him, looking the other way as if he didn't exist. The man in the second car rolled his window down and held a few bills out between the knuckles of his first and middle finger. Kai held his cup out and allowed the man to put the money in it. "Thank you, sir," Kai said, nodding to the man as he continued down the line. Kai kept fighting the urge to pull out his phone to check the time. Sometimes when people saw that you had modern conveniences, like a cell phone, they assumed it meant you didn't really need help. Kai was starving, but the hunger made him work harder. Every growl of his stomach reminded him that his cup was not yet full. He hated relying on Haley for meals, knowing what she had to do to get the money to pay for them. She'd never admit it, but he noticed the pain behind her gaze sometimes when they curled up on the queen-sized hotel bed that still smelled of sex to watch TV. The blaring of a horn snapped Kai from his thoughts, and he realized he was blocking traffic. He moved to the sidewalk as quickly as he could, and the car he'd been standing in front of squealed their tires as they punched the gas, determined to make the light before it turned yellow. Traffic changed and flowed from each direction, and when the light was red again, Kai went back out between the rows. It only took a couple hours to fill his cup. It was mostly change and singles, but one good Samaritan had given him a $20 bill and a "God bless you." He'd hidden that bill in his pocket so no one would see it sticking out of the cup. When he decided he'd be finished for the day, Kai walked to the little park down the street. He sat down at one of the picnic tables under the pavilion and carefully dumped the coins out onto the surface. He sorted and counted them twice, coming up with $9.92 each time. With the $20 bill, he had almost $30. It was far less than a day at a regular job would earn him, but it was better than nothing, which is what he'd had when he woke up. He swept the coins off the table and back into the cup, then poured them into his pocket, tossing the cup in the garbage can as he left the park. He continued down Bridge Street until he reached the H-E-B grocery. This had to be the only store left that still had a Coinstar machine. Kai took all the change from his pocket and fed it to the coin counter a handful at a time until he was out of change. The machine printed a ticket with the amount of money he'd put in, minus the fee for the exchange, and he took it to the register to cash it out. After he'd finished his errand, Kai headed toward the Galaxy Hotel to wait for Haley.
There is literally a cross section in the city I used to live in that had a walkway just like that, that would have people panhandling just like that. And this author did a phenomenal way of describing how drivers would treat him. It's exactly the way they behaved. That was wonderfully well done. Took me right back to the city.
Ian Patrick, welcome to the family.
Emotional damage.
God, that was tough.
One of the guys who would panhandle along that strip had a dog that he had with him every day, and someone actually stole his dog while he was asleep, and the city rallied and found the dog and got it back to him within 4 hours. He always used the money he got to feed the dog first. That dog ate like a king while he starved.
If you've been homeless, yeah, that one hit hard.
Yep.
Like that time somebody walked past my pregnant ass on a couch and stole my N64.
That one time in Florida, first time after.
Right? Yeah. That would be a very safe dog then.
All right, so next is Patrick. So we just got to scroll until we find, oops, scroll back up. Scroll back down. There we go. Click. Eyeball. So it shows up there. Now we transition to get it over there. Dun, da, da, da!
Wow, that was like easy.
Cash learning the ins
Once you
and
know
outs.
how to do it.
What?
Cash is learning the ins and outs.
Yep.
Yes.
So Izzy can take a break.
I technically had the opportunity to get Comet hockey tickets for tonight, and because I wasn't going to be able to go with anybody or have anybody, and I've got you guys, so I turned them down.
But also, every time we've tried to come over for me to actually learn how to do this, I've been sick, you've been sick.
Or there's been a snowstorm.
Or a snowstorm. Yes. Because winter.
Well, that's because she doesn't like being loud. I don't understand. I know she can be loud.
So I'm supposed to yell.
No.
Leon said we don't hear Kesh too well. You got to learn how to project your voice or get closer to the mic.
Salem stole the dog's bed.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, hon. We can hear you wonderfully. Cat stole the dog's bed, and it's hilarious because it's way too big for her.
Just a real quick, am I the only one hearing a reverb through Izzy's mic? Like, it doesn't matter who's talking. As soon as they're done talking, I hear it through Izzy's square.
I hear a very faint echo when you speak coming from Izzy, but no one else.
Well, but every time you guys are talking and we're quiet, there's a purple thing on the back end that the audience can't see. Yeah, it lights up because this did not happen the last time Kesh was over, but apparently this time my mic is deciding to hear from the laptop.
I mean, it literally wasn't doing it a couple hours ago.
Nope.
Okay, I'm just making sure
a couple of hours ago, you guys were in my headphones. But I don't have two sets of headphones.
It's probably mine.
Nope.
No?
No, I've been shedding like a motherfucker with this perimenopause bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. I can't even with you, Leon. Okay, dokie. Artichoke. Next up, one PA Power, who's trying to hide. Why are you trying to hide, Patrick?
We know why he's trying to hide.
I gave
We
forth
know.
no forewarnings, so may the odds forever be in your favor.
No, the last one was Patrick as a last name. This one is Patrick as a first name.
This could get confusing.
This could get very confusing. It's okay.
That's
All
why
right,
I don't go by Patrick. I go by PA Power.
Right. We just call him Patrick because we can.
You know me too well.
We know him too well. Is this going to be breakage? I don't know, but I need to take some pain reliever. It's pounding
What?
my head.
Oh. I guess I'm reading. Oh boy.
Is she okay?
She says she is. Can I actually read this?
Well, if you put your glasses on.
Well, I don't know if I need my glasses. Yeah, don't laugh. It'll hurt. Yeah, I don't need my glasses. Anyways. Okay, which one is which? There it is. Okay. He didn't say a word, but his eyes told her everything she needed to know. Fear, awe, resolve. Darren stared at Michelle as if the ground beneath him had shifted, as if the world had quietly rewritten itself, and he alone was standing between her and what came next. The teasing warmth she knew so well was gone, replaced by something sharper, protective, calculating, and unyielding. "What is it?" Michelle asked softly. The storm had finally begun to loosen its grip on the dome. Thunder retreated into distant echoes, but the keeper the air inside the keeper room remained charged, humming with restless energy. Darren lifted his hand, slower this time, reverent, and brushed his fingers against the silver strand at her temple. It gleamed faintly in the low light, undeniably real. "This," he said at last, his voice rough, "is why they hid you." Her breath caught. Hid me from who? Darren's arm tightened instinctively around her as she shifted upright. "Don't," she warned quietly. "Don't speak in fragments. I've had enough of half-truths." "I know," he said, exhaling slowly. "And I won't. Not anymore." He leaned back against the wall, gaze never leaving her face, as if committing every detail to memory. The Old Testimony, the old legends. Ooh, where'd it go? Oh, the Old Testimony, the old legends spoke of two born with powers from beyond this realm. The elders feared this moment, he said, but fear didn't stop it. It never does. "You're talking about me like I'm a weapon," Michelle said, her voice edged with hurt. Darren turned to her sharply. "No, I'm talking about you like you're a force. There's a difference. Everything I have come to know about you, well, it's all falling into place." The words settled between them, heavy and inescapable. "My brother," she whispered. "Trey, he's like this too." "That would make sense. The stranger you called uncle, your mysterious adoption by the widow who knew no children. Why, was attacked by rogues. Then your brother shifting so young. But you said you had a vision of him grown up. So that goes to show he survived all this time alone and on his own." Darren hesitated just long enough to confirm what she had already knew. "He's Gemini," Darren said carefully. "No, it's the fact that both of you are Gemini. Two halves of a power so rare, most pacts believe it's legend. Powerful enough that those who know the truth would kill to control it." The shadow from her vision curled through her thoughts. "I will find her before the cycle completes." "The cycle," Michelle murmured. "That's what he meant." Darren nodded once. "When one twin awakens, the other becomes a beacon. Your dream wasn't just a vision, it was a pull. You felt him because your power is coming alive. And he felt me," she said. "Yes. So did whatever is hunting him. Since you are not fully into your powers, that shadow must feel you are what? And okay, that shadow must feel you are an easier target. Get to you will cause trip. Is that supposed to be getting to you? Patrick, is that supposed to be getting to you? Getting to
Yes.
you will cause Trey. Okay. Getting to you will cause Trey to fall into place. Silence pressed in around them. Outside, ice cracked and slid from the dome with a hollow crash, as if the world itself were shedding something old. "They're hunting him," Michelle said. "No, they are hunting us. I am in I am danger to you and your pack." "They already were," Darren replied grimly. But now they'll hunt you too. But what they don't know is you have your mate. I don't share. No one gets time with you but me. Well, until you kick me out of bed because you and all of our pups take over. Darren smiled while he looked at her slyly. Her hands trembled, not with fear, but with something hotter, steadier. Then we don't wait. Darren frowned. Michelle, I'm not putting a pup in you right here, right now, as tempting as that may be. No, she met his gaze fully, violet flickering at the edge of her eyes, power stirring beneath her skin. I'm not that. I am saying I am not hiding. I am not sleeping through visions while my brother bleeds somewhere I can feel but can't reach. Her birthmark burned faintly, echoing pain that wasn't her own. I want to find him, she said, and I want the truth. All of it, now. For a long moment, Darren studied her, and then something ancient and resolute rose in him. His wolf stirred, not in dominance or hunger, but in allegiance. So be it, he said. He lowered himself in front of her, bringing them eye to eye. His hands rested on her knees, grounding and steady. Once I tell you this, he warned, there is no turning back. You won't just see the world differently. His thumb brushed her birthmark. Power thrummed between them, answering the contact. The world will see you, see us. A distant howl sliced through the night, answered moments later by another, farther away. Darren's head snapped towards the sound, eyes flaring gold. They know, he said. Michelle's heart hammered, not with fear, but with certainty. Good, she said softly. Then we're already moving. Pack security arrived within minutes. Dark shapes moved through the thinning storm, wolves and men alike, silent, efficient, lethal. Black SUVs rolled to a stop near the dome, engines growling low as doors opened in practiced unison. The air shifted the moment they stepped inside, the unmistakable presence of an alpha snapping every spine straight. Darren didn't waste time. We're leaving now. Yes, Alpha, came the immediate response. Michelle was halfway to the exit when pain lanced through her skull. She winced sharply, fingers flying to her temple as her vision.
I'm not Michelle.
Sorry, I couldn't. Michelle was halfway to the exit when pain lanced through her skull. She winced sharply, fingers flying to her temple as her vision tilted. The world pulsed, white, then violet, and her knees buckled beneath her. Michelle, Darren was at her side instantly. Are you okay? She sucked in a breath, steadying herself, forcing the pain down. I'm fine, she said, though her voice wavered. Just a headache. Darren's eyes flashed gold. A low growl rolled from his chest, deep, dangerous, utterly uncontrolled. Before anyone could react, he swept her up into his arms as if she weighed nothing. We're moving, he ordered. No one argued. He carried her straight to the lead SUV, settling her carefully into the passenger seat before climbing in beside her. The door slammed shut, sealing them into a pocket of warmth and engine hum as the convoy pulled away. They hadn't gone far when Michelle stiffened. There's a bluff, she said suddenly, staring out the window, eyes unfocused, overlooking the city. You can see everything from up there. The frozen lake below, the way it curves like cracked glass, pine trees everywhere, covered in snow. Darren's grip tightened on the steering wheel. Devil's Pass, he said quietly. Her breath hitched. He's hiding in a cave up there. Trey is up there. That was all Darren needed. He keyed the radio. Change of plans. We're taking the lead SUV and heading up to Devil's Pass. Now. A pause. Then, sir, with the storm, that'll pass. Wait, sir, with the storm, that pass will be filled in. Then we unfill it, Darren replied coldly. My mate's brother is in danger. We're going now. Another voice cut in, hesitant. Alpha, the elders won't like this. Darren didn't slow the vehicle, didn't raise his voice. Well, they cannot like a lot of things, he said evenly. But in life, some things matter more. My mate, her happiness, her wholeness. If her brother's safety is important to her, then it's important to me. He switched off the radio. We're going. Yes, Alpha, came the unanimous reply. The SUV climbed as far as it could before the mountains shut them down. Down trees lay twisted across the road, heavy with ice. Snowdrifts rose higher than the hood, packed, dense, and unyielding. The engine idled uselessly before Darren killed it. We're not getting the vehicle any further, one of the guards said. Darren stepped out into the cold without hesitation. He rounded the SUV and opened Michelle's door, pulling her gently into the frigid air. She was quickly bundled into a heavy jacket, layers secured tight against the biting wind. Okay, he said, already shrugging out of his own coat. We're going by foot now. She frowned. What about I'll strip and shift, he continued calmly. Grab my clothes and put them in this bag. There are extra clothes inside for your brother. Understanding dawned in her eyes. Climb on my back, he added. Hold on tight. He stripped all the while he kept eye contact, watching her take in the view as she licked her lips. This caused Darren to shake his head and let out a chuckle. Darren stepped away, bones snapping and reshaping in a flash of power and heat. Where he stood, a heartbeat earlier, a massive wolf now filled the space. Midnight black streaked with gold, eyes blazing like twin suns. She did exactly as told. The moment her arms locked around him, Michelle pressed low against his fur, fingers burying deep as the wind howled around them. And then they were moving. He launched forward like a missile, bounding through the snow with impossible speed, each stride devouring distance as the mountain opened before them. Trees blurred past, snow exploded beneath powerful paws. They were no longer following a road, they were following a bond. The climb was brutal. Darren tore through the mountain like a force of nature, his massive black form cutting a path through drifts that would have swallowed vehicles whole. Snow sprayed with every bound, the wind screaming past them as the elevation climbed higher, colder, thinner. Trees grew sparse, twisted by decades of storm, their branches bowed under thick coats of ice. Michelle clung to him, face pressed into his fur, feeling the power beneath her, the steady rhythm of muscle and breath, the absolute certainty of his direction. Each time her grip loosened, he adjusted instinctively, grounding her even as the mountain fought them every step of the way. The closer they drew, the sharper the pain at her temple became. It wasn't constant, more like pulses, a tug, a whisper pulling her forward. Almost there. The bluff emerged through the snow like a jagged scar in the earth. Below it, the city sprawled in muted lights, distant and unaware, wrapped in winter's grip. A frozen lake curved beneath them, its surface fractured with pale veins of ice. Snow-covered pines crowded the cliffside, their shadows stretching long and dark across the white. Darren slowed. He felt it now. The scent of blood, cold iron, and wolf. He angled toward the rock face where the mountain dipped inward, snow thinning around a dark, narrow opening half hidden by ice and fallen stone. Darren lowered himself, allowing Michelle to slide carefully to the ground. She steadied herself, breath fogging as she scanned the shadows. A low snarl rolled from inside the cave. Snow shifted. Out of the darkness burst a massive white wolf, fur streaked with silver and gray, eyes glowing a fierce, fractured violet. He moved with desperation of a cornered predator, fast, lethal, prepared to die fighting. Darren surged forward in response. Black met with white in a thunderous collision, the ground shuddering beneath the force of it. Snow exploded into the air as claws scraped rock and teeth snapped inches from each flesh. The mountain echoed with snarls and the deep primal language of wolves, deafening blood and bond. The white wolf twisted, ready to tear. Then he froze. His head snapped toward Michelle. Her scent hit him like a memory long buried. The violet in his eyes flared and then softened, disbelief rippling through his massive frame. The snarl died in his throat as recognition slammed home. The white wolf stepped back. Light rippled across his body as bones shifted and reformed. Fur melted into skin, and a heartbeat later, Trey stood in the snow, shivering, breath ragged, naked, and bruised, eyes wide with shock. Shelley? His voice broke on the name. Michelle didn't hesitate. She grabbed the bag from the ground and tossed it toward him. Yes, Trey, I finally found you, she said, her voice thick with emotion. Now cover up before you freeze to death. His hands fumbled with the zipper as he stared at her like she might vanish if he blinked. He dragged her clothes on with shaking fingers, never taking his eyes off her. Darren remained in wolf form, standing between them and the cave, golden eyes locked on the shadows beyond. His body was tense, r- ready, a living shield. Trey finished pulling on the jacket and swallowed hard. You shouldn't be here, he said hoarsely. They're coming. Michelle stepped forward despite the cold, despite the danger, and reached for him. So are we, she replied. The mountain wind howled around them, carrying the promise of what was still to come.
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
She's over here doing the scrolly thing, looking for more pages, and there's no more pages.
Oh my god.
Okay. Nope.
Go sleep and don't do a round of edits first.
Oops. Yep. They're rough drafts. They're rough drafts. It's fine.
Yeah, the Gemini thing is very cool.
My fingers are stiff from clutching.
She was clutched on the arm of the chair and on the mouse, clutching and scrolling down, and just so intense.
Trisha's asking about your head.
Pounding. So no, I'm not Michelle. I am not Michelle. That was a coincidence. And I know I normally don't believe in coincidences, but that was a complete coinkydink.
That time it was. I just had to give you shit. I wouldn't be your best friend if I didn't.
No, I
Right.
totally
Look, the way
agree.
she dramatically got up and and fell across the room, didn't even run across the room, fell across the room. We're like, okay, did she hit her head? Is she okay? Is she fixing to
Yeah.
throw up?
Little concerned.
Yeah, it's like, are
Right.
you concussed?
Yeah, but then Patrick has to go. So this is Patrick's fault. He wrote it in. He wrote it in before it happened. This is Patrick's fault.
Oracle.
So
Can
I'm
I
assuming.
make a request? I know my submission's like near the end. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be on tomorrow. Can I ask to jump the line a little bit because I want to see Izzy's reaction?
Yes.
So is it that button right there? Oh, what did I do?
You closed
Actually,
Was I supposed to?
yeah.
it? No, you were not.
Oh shit.
Hey, here's the good news. I know my system. So right click, reopen close tab, takes us right back into the correct email. Because, I'm logged into 9 emails at any given time. So then I go over here, because that's the move to folder.
Submissions 2020. Okay.
Oh,
So we are.
popping up.
Oh wow.
The house name. Oh, that was supposed to say correct the mundo. I just can't type when I'm not in. I'm fine. I didn't just slip my ass off the vanity chair. No, didn't. Not.
Sorry, last time my legs went numb from my sciatic nerve when I was over here sitting on that chair.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a very beautiful vintage vanity chair. Wide for my big fat ass.
Come on.
Ugh.
Yours is smaller than mine.
Okay, for my grandmother's big fat ass.
I'll take your word at that one.
I'm just saying. Okay. Real quick though. I've taken all my medications. There's too much oxygen in my nicotine system. And then we will read Shars. So be right back. Do y'all's thing. I also
That's
need
actually
more
good timing because we got an ad break coming up.
Hey.
Oh, most of the people in here all have
Sure. Yeah. But
and the whole
it's
thing
still
is
well timed.
because we are doing it in both spots. If we do take a break without actually saying that we're taking a break, then it looks weird over on YouTube.
Check my fire.
This is definitely time for a posture check.
Nobody shrimp.
Posture
No
check.
shrimping.
I have bad posture. Like I'm. That's just how it is with me. Trisha Jones, hydrate or dehydrate?
Yeah, she usually hits
Meanwhile, this is
hydrate, and then she hits us with the posture check.
coffee from 12 hours ago. Not sure how dehydrating how hydrating that is.
Coffee is technically a diuretic, but we'll let it slide.
I'm drinking a Red Bull, okay? Just
I mean, I literally probably should drink a lot more water than I do. Most of my bloodstream is coffee and caffeine at this point. So yeah.
No cat in my lap, so there's no point in angling the camera down. There we Ice is water. That absolutely counts.
Yeah, that's true. I do drink iced coffee a lot. Just not this.
Me too.
So does Izzy. Yes, you can eat water. It's called cucumbers and celery.
It's also called lettuce, celery, watermelon.
Yes.
It's in the name.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, look, nothing's better than a frozen piece of freaking watermelon. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, but strawberries
Strawberries.
have a very unique taste to them. And strawberries are also full of vitamin C.
Are they?
Mhm.
Today I learned.
From what I was told, hold on a second. Let me Google this because I don't want to be wrong with this particular answer. But I also believe they have an antioxidant in it, but I can't remember which one.
Breathing water is not. I don't think you can do that. At least
What?
not live, Leon.
Why are we exploding water?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
it's
lost.
so I mean, like,
I am confused.
okay. Strawberries are packed with vitamin C, folate, fiber, and that aid in healing. They also high in antioxidants. I can't pronounce half of those damn things, but they're also considered an anti-inflammatory. Good for heart health. Can reduce the risk of heart disease and improve your blood sugar. Digestive health because of fiber. And can help prevent things like type 2 diabetes, stroke, and certain cancers. And that is the health benefits of strawberries. So, kind of sucks if you're allergic.
Sounds that way.
Yep.
Well, people who are actually allergic to strawberries are 9 times out of 10 also allergic to um, oranges and kiwis. Which was funny
Now
because my brother was allergic to both oranges and kiwis and not strawberries.
allergic to strawberries, but not oranges, and I don't like kiwi.
Right. Oh Lord, we do not eat yellow snow.
Well,
What?
you obviously heard me, Izzy, if you're replying in the chat. I was yelling her name. That's why I muted. I was yelling Izzy at the
Oh,
top of my voice because I figured you guys didn't want to hear the top of my voice.
well, yeah. Now I get it. Izzy stepped outside and can't hear you, Cash. I'm like, then how do you know to respond? Wait a minute, nope, because she doesn't have her earphones on.
Yep, somebody is always following.
We get a new follower?
I don't know. Yeah, I was actually yelling very loudly, which I'm surprised you didn't hear.
We got people just giving out, tier 1 subscriptions. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I see this. That is fantastic.
It is. How? I'm doing what?
Who's doing what?
Leon said Julie doing Leon confusion technique. I'm like, what? Who? Not me.
Izzy has
Must be
this
you.
room. It's so freaking hot.
I'm finally comfortable, which is saying something because I'm either hot or I'm cold or I'm sweaty. And I don't like any of it.
Leon, you said someone is following. And I think that started all.
Oh, good grief. Either which way, Cash turn off Patrick's name.
I see it. It's off. Look at that. I did it.
Yay! Now, turn on, because apparently, we are jumping to CR McCormick's.
Oh, okay. So. Not yet.
She's
Now
working
I
on
did.
it.
Trying to remember what you taught me.
Give her a hot second. It'll be fine.
I did it, and I did it successfully. Not as much of an airhead as everyone thought I was, like when I was in high school. What do you know?
Oh, you did not go there. Now you have to say 3 nice things about yourself.
That was a nice thing. I said I'm not as much of an airhead as everyone thought I was in high school.
A disguised put down. You have to say 3 nice things about yourself.
There's a test after training.
See, I can walk away and go, you forgot a step.
I hadn't gotten there yet. I was trying to remember where the transition button was.
It's fine.
It hadn't. Leon, this is the only time it's going to be like not scary that Leon's agreeing with me. 3 nice things.
No. You don't get to white lie for Kesh. I've known her longer.
What? Okay, now I'm confused.
Okay, so I asked in the chat if you hit the transition button because you said you turned off PA power. But you have to hit the transition button.
And I was trying to remember where it was.
That's fine. So when I asked, did you hit the transition button? Leon's over there in the chat defending your honor and going, yes, she did. And then you blurted out, I haven't gotten there yet. And he goes, oh my gosh, she won't even let me white lie for her. No, she won't.
See, I'm not even paying attention to the chat. That's the problem.
I know. I'm sorry. I threw 5 screens in front of your face.
There's so many things.
I have a very complicated setup. There are
Okay.
so many things going on here. It's hard to keep up, okay? What, Julie?
I said for somebody with ooh shiny disorder, that's probably overkill.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, no, she's not getting away with it. Before we continue, there will be 3 nice things said. Because
I don't make the rules.
and,
The boss.
I didn't say anything bad about myself.
I know that.
3 nice things.
Oh, Nutter's in on it too now.
I'm smart.
Okay.
I'm talented.
Yes.
What's the third thing?
What's a third thing? You look fucking hot as hell. There you go.
Okay, that's 3 nice things. Now we can continue. On with
What's she
CR
said?
McCormick.
Okay. We are back with a CR McCormick because we absolutely missed her and love her, and she wants to see my reaction. Okay, here we go. Gwen stared at the closed bathroom door, twisting her fingers around each other as she warred with herself internally over whether to knock or not. Zach had come home an hour ago and had made a beeline to the bathroom, cleaned up, and came right back out to dig into the meal she'd finished a short while ago. He'd mumbled an apology about being late, and she'd insisted repeatedly that the dinner had only been ready for half an hour or so, and that hardly qualified as late. Evelyn had sent her so many recipes that she'd insisted were easy to make, and Gwen had dug deep for the bravery to try cooking with chicken. Judging from the speed of which Zach had devoured the chicken Alfredo, Gwen could only assume that Evelyn's recipe was indeed that foolproof. But now, Zach had been in the bathroom for the last 20 minutes, and Gwen was just barely able to hear the sound of cursing and muttering. She was now terrified that she'd made him sick somehow, and he was doing his best to hide it. Part of her wanted to knock and make sure he was okay, but the other part of her told her she should leave him alone before she made it worse. The latest curse was followed by a soft hiss of pain, however, and Gwen gave in to the urge, knocking gently. Zach, she called softly, are you all right? The soft noises immediately stopped, as she expected, and she gave it another moment before knocking gently again. It wasn't the food, was it? She asked, the worry growing stronger. No, he responded, and she jumped in surprise when the door opened unprompted. Gwen couldn't help staring as he stood in the open door, nearly 3/4 of his jawline covered in shaving cream. There were a couple sections on one side that had been shaved clean, but the strokes were terribly uneven. It should have made him look silly, but her stomach still did that funny swooping feeling when she saw him. One of his arms was held close against his stomach, and his other hand was holding a razor. She realized after a few seconds of blatant staring that he was holding the razor in his non dominant hand, and her worry returned. Are you hurt again? She asked. No, he responded, a bit too quick for her liking. He must have realized from the look she was giving him because he continued, old injury acting up. So that technically doesn't count as getting hurt? She asked flatly, planting her hands on her hips in an attempt to look frustrated and impatient. Is that what you've been trying to do in here? Shave with your bad arm? She asked. Another sigh escaped her when he nodded, and her heart ached in sympathy for him when he stood there in front of her, trying not to look pathetic. Do do you want me to help you? Her heart did a funny little jump in her chest when he gave her a look she couldn't figure out. Both of them were quiet for nearly a full minute, staring at each other in silence until Zach gave her the slightest nod. Gwen crept forward into the bathroom, her eyes trained on his face the entire time. Coming to a stop directly in front of him, she continued holding his gaze as she slowly took the razor from his hand. Now that she was in front of him, she was realizing very quickly how tricky this may be given their height differences. He must have realized at the same moment she did because Zach crouched down slightly, wrapping wrapped his uninjured arm around her thighs and rose back up, lifting her easily with one arm. She was gently placed on the counter, legs dangling free in the air, and Zach stepped forward to stand between her knees, close enough for her to reach his jaw with ease. It also had him nearly flush against her, and Gwen was finding it very hard to breathe for fear of their chests brushing.
Izzy, you're red. Keep going.
She pressed
Oh,
I used to do this with my ex.
yeah, I just realized that.
It's okay. She pressed her fingertips gently under his jaw, and he turned his head with no resistance, immediately obeying her silent request. Her stomach did that odd swoop in response, and she looked down at the razor in her hand. It was a heavy, double edged razor, which had her nervous for an entirely different reason. This would be much sharper than the razors she was used to, and she suspected a jawline was drastically different than a leg. But he'd agreed to help her with something, to let her help with something, and there was no way she was backing down now. Gwen started with the already shaved part, pulling the razor slowly and carefully along the edges to neaten it up. By the third pass, she had enough confidence to shave a fresh part herself and leaned in slightly, now focused. Her free hand pressed under his jaw once more, keeping his face steady. Zack obeyed every gentle nudge or push of her fingertips without any hesitation, turning and angling his head however she wanted him to. He was still as a statue otherwise, seeming to barely breathe the entire time. Her confidence grew with every stroke of the razor, every turn of his head. Then her hand shifted a bit lower after she turned his face to start on the other side, and she found his pulse pounding. The jackrabbit speed under her fingertips had her pausing, and her eyes lifted to check on him, worried he was freaked out by her having a razor so close to his neck. She found his eyes locked on her, but there definitely wasn't fear in his gaze. Everything about Zack always felt intense to her, but in this moment, there was a weight behind his stare that had her freezing. She felt naked and exposed, like he was absorbing every detail, learning every secret she held close in that moment, and there was nothing she could do to stop him, if she even wanted to. It was that moment she also realized how close their faces were. It would take merely leaning forward a bit for her to kiss him, a thought she'd had in brief passing multiple times over the last month, but this was the first time she'd been close enough to actually act on the urge. The thought of doing just that startled her enough to break from his stare, and Gwen focused even harder on the task at hand. Her concentration was being tested at this point. The smell of whatever cologne he wore throughout the day surrounding her. His skin was warm, and his heartbeat still hammered under her touch. She must have been hesitating longer than she realized because a weight settled on her thigh, causing her breath to catch in her throat. Gwen didn't have to look to know Zach's hand was now resting on her leg. Rather than flustering her even more, however, the weight of it seemed to ground her, and her own hand resumed movement, gently pulling another clean line through the shaving cream. Her eyes remained locked on his jawline, refusing to risk getting trapped in his stare again. She kept focused on the task, on the careful strokes of the heavy razor. Even through that focus, however, she was hyper aware of every shift of his muscles under her touch. every adjustment he gave at her silent requests. She pushed up on his jaw, requesting his head to tilt back, and suddenly he was too close. Gwen had to lean in to start shaving under his jawline, and now their chests were barely brushing against each other. She could feel every time he inhaled, could smell him that much easier, and the delicious spice of whatever he wore left her lightheaded. His fingers tightened on her thigh, just slightly, and Gwen's eyes dropped to the scar across his throat. Her hand that had her hand that had been guiding his head shifted, sliding down the length of his neck, stopping just above that pale line that was now screaming at her. She risked looking up at him, but his chin was tilted up too high and she couldn't see his face. Without the risk of being trapped under his stare, she felt her bravery rise up just a bit. "Will it hurt if I touch it?" she asked, her voice soft as it felt almost sacrilegious to break the silence that had settled between them. It took a few seconds, but he eventually shook his head no. Gwen knew that wasn't an invitation to paw at his throat as she liked, but she couldn't resist the urge to trace her fingers along the length of the thin scar, following it around the side and cupping the back of his neck as she felt the scar wrap all the way around. The breath he took in that moment was far deeper, their chests pressing flush against each other, and Gwen swallowed hard. She desperately wanted to ask what happened, but the words felt too heavy, and she suspected she'd pushed too far already. So instead, she refocused, keeping herself steady through the hold on the back of his neck as she began shaving his jawline. He remained as still and obedient as ever, and every time the razor dipped down, nearly reaching the top of the scar, his hand on her leg tightened. By the fifth pass of the razor, she was convinced there were going to be bruises on her thigh, but she never objected, never said a word. She simply kept shaving. It was clearly old, meaning it had happened in his youth. What kind of life did he lead that would give him such a scar, one that wrapped fully around his throat? How had he survived it? Was it why he rarely spoke? Zach had to see that scar every time he shaved his face, a physical reminder of how close he'd come to dying. It clearly still bothered him. His throat had flexed repeatedly under her hand at this point, swallowing hard every few seconds, and yet he let her touch it. Something about the fact that he was letting her touch a physical reminder of his brush with death, that he let her near something that so clearly still bothered him, left her overwhelmed. She'd felt exposed. er, She'd felt exposed earlier when he'd been staring at her, but now this was Zach allowing himself to be vulnerable. He was allowing her to not only touch a part of him he hated, but she was doing so with a razor, something that could easily reopen that same wound. He was trusting her. Gwen couldn't remember anyone ever trusting her, let alone so deeply. The razor passed over his jawline a final time, leaving him clean shaven. But she didn't let go yet. And because she was still holding him, her thumb pressed lightly into his pounding pulse, he kept his chin up, remaining still and waiting for her next instruction, even though he had to know she was done. Tossing caution to the wind, Gwen leaned forward and pressed a barely there kiss against the scar around his throat. Zach's reaction was instant. His hand on her thigh clamped down. The breath he took in was deep and ragged, and his entire body leaned forward, pressing her back against the mirror behind her. The hand on her leg let go in order to cup her face, and his gaze dropped to meet hers once more. Despite the fact that his chest was flush against hers, trapping her against the mirror, Gwen didn't feel afraid. His hand against her cheek was gentle, and he was staring at her with that same frustrating expression she could never read, could never figure out. His thumb moved, pushing just slightly against her lower lip. She saw his eyes drop to her mouth, then back to her own gaze, and Gwen lifted her chin towards him. Then Zach closed what little distance there still was between them in a kiss that instantly had Gwen flushed from head to toe. It wasn't a hungry or violent kiss, but it still seared her lips. It still had her back arching and her hands coming up to clutch at his biceps as she kissed him in return. He had her crowded against the mirror, the glass cold against her back, but every other part of her was on fire, despite the kiss remaining closed. As sudden as the kiss started, Zach ended it, barely pulling away enough to break the kiss. His nose brushed hers as those eyes held her gaze, and it took Gwen all her remaining brain power to muster enough strength to breathe. His thumb brushed over her cheek again, the rough calluses sending a tingle straight down her spine. She wondered if he was going to kiss her again, or if she should initiate one herself, but something else flickered through his eyes, and Gwen saw the moment his walls went back up. He didn't move, but she could still sense him pulling away, retreating into himself again. No doubt he decided the kiss had been a mistake, and even though that stung, Gwen didn't argue. "Thank you," he spoke, that deep voice rumbling through his chest and into hers. She managed to nod, then squeaked in surprise when he once more scooped his good arm under her, lifting her off the counter and keeping her pressed flush against his chest. Zach held her gaze as he loosened his hold on her, letting her slide slowly down the front of his chest until her feet touched the floor. Gwen was convinced her knees were going to give out as she tried to stand, but they managed to bear her weight, and she nodded again as she stepped back from him with a wobble. "You're welcome," she answered with a nod. "I'm more than happy to help again, if you ever need it." He nodded, staring at her as the silence lingered, and she cursed softly when she realized he was waiting for her to leave so he could finish up his nightly routine. With a quickly mumbled good night, she slipped out of the bathroom and all but bolted for her bedroom. Pressing her back up against the door after shutting it, she pressed her hands against her face and slid slowly down the length of the door. The scent of his cologne still clung to her, and Gwen knew with certainty that she wasn't getting any sleep tonight.
Hey, Char? Which story is this from?
Living with a mobster?
Yeah.
Living with a Mobster? Okay. I was
Which-
hoping it was the Enemies to Lover one.
No, it's the next one in the mobster
Okay.
series. Because I know Zach and Gwen.
I'll feel really bad. That was bad timing. I specifically wanted Izzy to read this because Izzy had told me that she had experience with shaving her partner, and I wanted her feedback. That was bad timing, considering the story Izzy read. I am so sorry.
It's okay. Yep. Like Stick said, the tension, so good. It was locked in. And on top of that, as someone who has shaved, somebody's face, that all of it, the pulse, the scar, all of that was so beautifully done. To the point that it triggered me. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It just means that it was that realistic.
Yeah.
That it brought it back.
Just shaved, no haircut.
Yep.
But this was the first kiss between these two, and out of 40 chapters, this happens in chapter 23. So there's a bit of a wait for the first kiss.
There's a little bit of a slow burn.
Little bit. Considering I think My Neighbor's a Mobster, I think the first kiss happened in like chapter 14. It's a bit of a wait.
Oh God, in that kiss. Oh.
Yeah, Izzy remembers that kiss.
There's 6 different screens with everyone on it. How do you do that?
What?
Okay. So we're staring at the screen that has the backstage and the email on it. So that way when I look up and I'm looking at us, it looks like I'm looking at people. Okay. Now over there is the Twitch stream. Down there on the laptop is the YouTube stream.
Ah.
Over here is another laptop with the backstage happenings of HMP. While up here is 2 separate screens on the screen with the OBS stuff. So
Okay.
right now, we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Izzies, 6 Keshes, 6 Julies, 6. Oh, and then let's not even forget there's a 7th.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
I like to look at my friends, okay?
I guess. How do you focus? I don't know where to look.
There. Look there.
But there's so much going on.
Minimized. There.
Okay. We need those ones up, I'm assuming.
There.
Okay.
I have reduced us to 3.
That's better.
That is what I've been working on, which is why I haven't been on stream lately, because these two have had me in a death grip.
And as we have often said, when people are sitting there going, oh, I didn't get around to doing it, I'm so sorry, don't apologize, right? Because sometimes these prompts aren't going to fit into what you are currently working on. And we don't want you to feel torn between writing for the prompt and writing for what you're working on. You know, if you can't do both, you can't do both. It's fine. Shar is a perfect example of that. She's been so focused on everything right now that she's got going on that we were a distraction. So she had to step back. Just no big deal. It's not like you're getting paid to be here, people.
In fact, for quite a few of you, it's the exact opposite.
Now, technically, are Julie and I getting paid for you to be here with your subscriptions? Yes, but only because we're putting that back into everything.
I was about to say, no, we don't get paid to be here, but we do get paid to keep that fucking newsletter running.
Oh,
Yes.
I just got fucking jump scared by a goddamn bird in the window. Oh my god.
And considering your recurring nightmare that you made me read out. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna drink my constant comment.
Are we sipping tea now?
I'll actually put a picture in the Discord of my setup. Shut up, Patrick.
Perfect time for a little horror story. Who's next?
Nathan.
Oh God. Do I still have it? There it is. There in general is a picture of my setup so you all can see what Cash is staring at and going, it's too much. This is just how my brain works.
It's still a lot.
It is still a lot.
It's a lot better because there's not movement everywhere.
That's cool.
And Nutter's like, there's too many monitors, put one back.
What?
Is that an iPad in the middle?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's technically what she's reading the emails off of.
Oh.
Yeah, I was for a bit before I had the OBS computer hardlined. Well, yeah, that mug is epic. It's my superheroines. Because girls. No, it is not too. That's too many monitors. Put them back. No. What's worse is that on Wednesday I'm getting yet another laptop, and I'm going to get a shelf that goes over there, and there's another monitor up there that is going back there.
too much. My type of ADHD is different from her type of ADHD.
Yeah.
I gotta have all the things.
Where did you share this picture at?
In general,
In general?
Discord.
Discord.
Okay.
VMs. CD.
Yeah.
Voicemails?
Video monitors.
Oh, that makes more sense.
I'm actually writing a serial killer romantic comedy.
Virtual machines. Grab me that box. The black, yep, right there. That one. What's even better is I got my KVM switch. So with the push of a button, I will be able to switch between 3 different laptops on these 3 monitors.
Nice.
Because I'm that type of geek.
Yeah, she's that guy.
I'm that computer geek.
Virtual machines.
So technically, I'll have 4 laptops and 4 monitors. And with a flick of a button, we'll be flipping through everything. Don't worry, you don't have to use all of them. You don't even have to have the Twitch and the YouTube up. I just do it to monitor.
Well, that's me too, but I have them on the same screen.
Yeah.
I've actually
I have
never
like
read
a screen that is
but
home
heard-
half Twitch, and then I have half that's YouTube to test the reverb.
Ah, no, stupid. Nah, come on. My enter button is too small.
And never mind the fact that all of the laptops have external mice and keyboards. It's fine.
Don't spill my coffee all over your keyboard.
The practically empty coffee?
Yeah, that's actually.
All right.
Don't make me cry. It's practically empty.
Okay.
Yeah,
On with the
technically,
show.
I would agree with that. Leon said he technically he's been writing a serial killer romantic comedy. I would argue on the comedy bit. However, a serial killer romance is about right because the bad guy is falling in love with the granddaughter of the cop he killed.
Yeah, I've been working on a serial killer romantic comedy based around a dating app that matches you based on your search history. So an author gets matched with a serial killer.
Yes, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Oh God, Nathan Stark. You want to do the honors? Get.
Yeah, get my practice. Let's see.
Nope, not that one. That one.
That one. Okay.
Actually, before you guys start, I gotta hop out because it's midnight, which is my bedtime. I'm so
We
sorry.
miss you. You have a wonderful night.
You as well. I'll try to get on tomorrow. No promises. If you guys, if you air tomorrow, I'll at least be in the chat.
Bye, Ashar. It was great seeing ya.
Seeing you all too. Love you all.
Now, here's the fun thing. Now that see how we're
Okay, Patrick, do me a favor. Turn your camera off and turn it back on.
move to slot 1, 2,
Quit.
4.
Because Char was literally, while she was waving by, was stuck over your box. And I'm like, that's not going to work. But at least we got hers done before she had to pop out. So I'm like, that's great.
Okay, now I'm confused. This mouse is for that one, and that one.
Yes, because those are 2 extra monitors for that laptop.
So it's just those two, not. But wait, I think but it also controls that.
No, this one comes.
But it also controls this.
Yes. That
That one.
monitor and that monitor are attached to that laptop.
Okay.
This
See,
monitor is attached to this one. I've gotten used to my setup because I built it.
yeah, I know.
It's okay. I just had this over here so that I could scroll while I was reading.
Okay, first of all, I am not a psychopath.
You're
Second
saying
of
that you're a
all,
psycho.
I'm not the boss.
Could be worse. Author, slaves, terrorist, true psychopath, a CEO. Good night. That would be jokes.
Leon's
Not
like that
saying
was
that you were a psychopath. That would be Julie's book, was the implied psychopath, a CEO. Cassian.
that it's Cassian's not a psychopath.
You sure?
Pretty fucking sure.
Just saying, some of the stuff that he does. Okay, next up, Nathan Stark. And this one's called 12 Nights of Haunting. He didn't say a word, but his eyes told me everything I needed to know. That was how it always began for Elias Mercer. Never with screams, never with chains or sudden cold, but with eyes. Eyes that carried unfinished sentences, eyes that remembered things the living worked very hard to forget. Snow pressed softly against the windows of the Mercer house, blanketing the quiet Tennessee street in white. Christmas lights flickered along the gutters, cheerful and oblivious. Inside, the house smelled of pine, cinnamon, and something older, dust trapped in floorboards that had heard too much. Elias stood in the hallway, coat still on, boots wet from snow. The man before was translucent, edges trembling like a reflection in disturbed water. He wore a brown wool coat from another decade, collar turned up as if against a cold that no longer mattered. The ghost did not speak. He never did, not the first night. But his eyes, wide, dark, pleading, locked onto Elias with unbearable clarity. Elias swallowed. He had learned over the years not to ask if the dead needed something, but how much it would cost. Behind him, the house stirred. Floorboards creaked. His sister, Marjorie, was likely still awake, wrapping presents at the kitchen table. Her husband, Thomas, had fallen asleep in front of the television. Their daughter, Lucy, slept upstairs beneath a glittering paper star taped to her ceiling. None of them could see the man standing inches from Elias's face. None of them ever could. The ghost lifted one hand and pointed, not at Elias, but past him, deeper into the house. The first night had begun. Night 1, the fall. The reenactment unfolded without warning. The temperature dropped, breath frosting in the hallway. The walls seemed to stretch, the lights dimming as though the house itself were remembering something it had tried to bury. The ghost moved, suddenly solid in motion, if not in form. Elias followed as he always did, heart pounding with the familiar dread. They were no longer in the Mercer home, but somewhere else layered on top of it. A staircase appeared, older, narrower. Wood groaned beneath invisible weight. The ghost became younger. His coat vanished, replaced by suspenders and a threadbare shirt. His face twisted with panic. A child's laughter echoed above. Then a shove. The ghost fell. Elias watched the body tumble down the stairs, bones snapping with sickening finality. The sound lingered long after the image dissolved, leaving the hallway as it was before. Warm, lit, deceptively safe. The ghost stood again, staring at the base of the staircase that no longer existed. Elias exhaled shakily. "You were pushed," he murmured, voice low. The ghost nodded once. "A murder, then, or something close enough to stain generations." When Elias turned, Marjorie stood at the end of the hall, brows knit. "You okay?" she asked. "You look pale." "Just tired," Elias said, forcing a smile. "Long drive." The ghost's eyes never left Marjorie. Night 2. The Lock. The second night came with the sound of metal. Elias woke to the clanging echo of a door slamming shut. He bolted upright in the guest room, heart racing. The air smelled of rust and damp stone. The ghost stood near the door, older now, shoulders slumped. He raised his hands, wrists bound with phantom cuffs. The walls shifted into gray stone, a cell. Water dripped somewhere unseen. The reenactment was slow this time, agonizing. The ghost paced the small space, pounding on the door until his hands bled. His mouth opened in a silent scream Elias could almost hear. Days passed in seconds. Hunger hollowed the man's cheeks. Hope drained from his eyes. Finally, he slumped against the wall and slid to the floor. The door never opened. When the vision ended, Elias found himself gripping the bedpost, knuckles white. "Who did this to you?" he whispered. The ghost looked past him, to the family photos lining the dresser. Generations of Mercers stared back, smiling. Downstairs, Thomas laughed at something on television. Elias felt the first chill of certainty crawl up his spine. Night 3. The fire. The third night burned. Flames licked up the walls, heat roaring so real Elias staggered back. Smoke filled his lungs. The ghost appeared in front of him, skin blistering, hair singed away. A barn. Lantern overturned, straw igniting too fast. Men shouted outside, their voices thick with drink and cruelty. "Let him burn!" Someone yelled. The ghost clawed at a locked door, skin blackening. His eyes met Elias's through the flames. No accusation yet, just terror. Then silence. When the fire vanished, Elias collapsed to his knees. This wasn't random suffering. This was a pattern. Each death was inflicted, each crime buried, each one tied to this place. Night 4. The Promise. The fourth night was quieter. The ghost sat at a table that shimmered into existence, hands folded. Across from him, a living man appeared, young, sharp-eyed, well-dressed for the early 1900s. A handshake, a smile, a folded paper slid across the table. Land deeds. The living man spoke, though Elias heard no sound. The ghost nodded eagerly. Then the image shifted. The ghost stood alone, paper torn in half. The man rode away on horseback, laughing. Betrayal lingered like a bruise. Elias recognized the man from a portrait hanging in Marjorie's dining room. Great-grandfather Samuel Mercer. Nights 5 through 8. The Slow Truth. The haunting continued, each night peeling back another layer. Night 5 showed false testimony in a candlelit courtroom. Night 6 revealed a child being taken from his mother and given a new name. Night 7 showed a noose silhouetted against a dawn sky. Night 8 brought disease, deliberate neglect in a locked room, and a doctor paid to look away. By then, Elias barely slept. He pieced together the truth between visions, the normal rhythms of family life that now felt grotesque in their ignorance. The Mercer family had built their legacy on suffering, on stolen land, on silenced voices, on men like the ghost erased and rewritten as criminals, accidents, or cautionary tales. Marjorie noticed his exhaustion. "You sure you're okay?" she asked over breakfast on December 20th. "You've been staring at the walls all week." "Just memories," Elias said. The ghost stood behind her, eyes hollow but burning bright each night. Night 9. The child. This was the one that almost broke him. The ghost became a boy, no older than 10. Dirt smeared his face. His small hands clutched a wooden toy horse. A woman screamed somewhere nearby. Men argued. Then silence. The boy was hidden beneath floorboards. Boards Elias recognized. The living room. The vision ended with the sound of footsteps overhead. Years passed. The boy never moved. Elias wept openly, shoulders shaking. Lucy stood at the door, clutching her blanket. "Uncle Eli?" she whispered. "Why are you crying?" He wiped his face quickly. "Bad dream," he said. The ghost knelt in front of Lucy, eyes softening for the first time. She shivered. "Daddy says some houses remember things," she said quietly. Elias stared at her. "Yes," he whispered. "Some do." Night 10. The confession. On the 10th night, the ghost finally spoke. His voice was faint, layered with echoes. "I trusted them." Elias leaned forward, breath held. "They said it was God's will." The ghost continued. "They said suffering purified." The walls filled with shadowed figures praying while a man screamed behind a door. "They said my life was the price." The ghost's gaze hardened. "But debts don't disappear." Night 11. The choice. The 11th night showed the present. Marjorie signing papers, Thomas nodding along. They planned to sell the house. Developers wanted the land. "They'll dig," Marjorie said in the vision. "Pour new foundations." The bones would surface. The truth would surface. The ghost turned to Elias, eyes sharp now. "They will bury me again." Elias understood then. The haunting wasn't about revenge alone. It was about being seen. Night 12. The reckoning. Christmas Eve arrived wrapped in snow and song. The family gathered in the living room, candles lit, gifts arranged. Lucy hummed to herself, swinging her legs. The ghost stood at the edge of the room, fully solid now, features clear. He wore the wool coat again. Elias felt the weight of the moment pressed down on his chest. The final reenactment began without warning. The room darkened. The walls peeled away. The Mercers of the past filled the space, Samuel among them, face stern. The ghost stepped forward. He pointed, not at Elias, at Marjorie, at Thomas, at the house itself. The truth poured into Elias all at once. Marjorie knew. She had found the old documents years ago, the false deeds, the bribes. She had chosen silence. Thomas had helped destroy records when the county archive threatened to digitize them. They had protected the family, protected their inheritance. The ghost turned to Elias, voice steady now. "I thought I'd lost you for good, but I guess fate had other plans." Elias stepped into the center of the room. "Marjorie," he said softly, "you need to listen." She frowned. "Elias, what's wrong with you?" The temperature dropped. Candles flickered. Lucy gasped, "Mom?" The ghost appeared, fully visible now. Marjorie screamed. The house shook as decades of silence broke. The ghost spoke, not just to Elias, but to them all. He told his story. Every stolen year, every lie. When it ended, Marjorie collapsed into a chair, sobbing. "What do you want?" she whispered. The ghost looked at Elias. "To be named," he said. "To be returned, and for the truth to stand." "And who must pay?" Elias asked, though he already knew. The ghost's eyes softened. not with mercy, but with finality, those who chose silence. Snow fell heavier outside as sirens wailed in the distance, summoned by a call Marjorie herself had made with trembling hands. By morning, the truth would belong to everyone, and the house at last would sleep. Elias stood alone as dawn broke, the ghost fading gently, his eyes finally at peace. The 12 nights were over. The debt had finally been answered.
Nathan, sir. What did he say? What did Patrick say? I didn't see that. I was too distracted. Yeah.
Oh,
Do I need to? No.
carne asada tacos do not taste good.
They don't taste. No, they do not taste good the second time around. Whew.
Yeah,
That
I
was
know.
deep / deeply disturbing. Uh,
He's definitely got the skill set for short stories.
huh.
Really good.
Hmm.
You know what that kind of reminded me of? Just in like its tone, but it wasn't like the same. Was it's called The Yellow Wallpaper.
I'm not gonna sleep tonight either.
I'm sorry.
Yes, Nathan has a lot of talent.
He has a lot of talent. I'm gonna sleep well tonight because that was good. Yes, somebody knows it.
Well, of course, it was written by an Elizabeth. Of course, it's got emotional damage. Any hoozle.
I know, but I'm not off though, am I, Luna? It's got like a similar vibe somehow. Oh, really? Oh, that would be interesting, Raid.
Okay. We have 3 left. It's just after 11 my time.
Yeah.
So, the question is, do we do the 3 more? Because it's still another 6,800 words.
Most of that's mine.
And yes, most of it is this one's. And if I read it tonight, she might be safer in her own home.
Now, you know where I live. How is that safer?
She has to actually think about it, get in the car, and then drive.
Okay. But I want to see your reaction and see
BC, if If she waits till you're at home, she doesn't have to prove motive. If she does it right then and there, it's just spontaneous. It just happened. I couldn't help myself. It's instant reaction, Your Honor. But if she has to go to your house to do it, that proves motive.
She won't.
I won't. No.
Either way.
Duct tape.
It's right over there.
I know where it is now.
But it is
That's
getting
not a
late.
good thing.
It has been an emotional roller coaster of a night. And I'm kind of fading fast.
All right. Well, I guess we should just call it and go ahead and roll for the prompt.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to use more screens now.
Okay. Just don't expect me to like focus in one place.
I'm going to stick this one back. I'm going to stick this one back. Now, Julie and I did go through and flesh out the lists to get us back up to about 150 to start next year off with. And we have re-randomized them so new prompts are in with all the old ones. All prompts that have been submitted by you, the prompters, are still in. They made the cut. Period. I know there are still some in the writing prompts channel that you guys have provided. You can always reply to your newsletter with prompts. You can also email them to holdmypenpromptcast@gmail.com. You can send them in the Discord channel. Grab me a blue Post-it note. There we go. And from the yellow mug, there should be a pen of some kind that says 03 on the tip. Perfectamundo.
You want me to go ahead and
What
set the
if
poll
I'm
up, or are you going to set the poll up?
Oh gosh, yeah, that's right. It'd be great if I knew how to do it.
It's
Please, Herb.
slash and then put poll.
Okay.
Yeah, Luna, you might want to get up to date with some of my stuff.
Slash POLL.
And it should
Okay.
say open setup menu to create poll.
Oh. Ha ha. I learned this is why we have experienced Twitch people around.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, Luna, right now you can't read a lot of everyone's stuff. You can stream it on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, because we've drop off, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
we do have
after
some
2 weeks it dropped
VODs,
off over here.
but everything gets perma done over on YouTube.
I think it should be Hold My Podcast for YouTube too.
Yeah, it is.
Luna was over there.
Oh, okay.
She originally started on YouTube tonight and then popped over to Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so for the poll, we need you, Julie, to roll.
Roll them beautiful dice.
57.
And I pop down here to the Writing Prompts Season 2 because we need to edit Uh-huh. Okay. I'm going to cut that one. Oh, man.
What?
Uh-oh. Okay, so what we're going to have to do...
I see. I see. I have. I see, said the blind man.
To its deaf wife.
There is a there is a character limit in the poll. Okay, so concept: a familiar face stops showing up and no one mentions it, but everyone notices.
Okay.
Okay. So 1, concept. 2, starting line. 3, dialogue. And then you just have it in the chat box what each one is.
$85.
You said 85?
Yes.
Scrolly, scroll. Starting first line. The wind carried the smell of rain long before the first drop touched the ground.
Ooh. Ooh.
Last roll.
Hold on, I gotta get another dice because my it bounced. I guess that's what I get for using the 100. Okay, that one. Where's the other one?
Yep, Sticks, I got it set up. Thank you so much for your help with that. We're babies when it comes to this.
25. I guess that just ensures I have to clean the office tomorrow because I'm missing 2 dice.
Use this dialogue. I didn't want to involve you, but it's too late. You're already here, and now there's no going back. All right, so you can see them all together in there. Take a moment, take a looky-loo. Concept: a familiar face stops showing up, and no one mentions it, but everyone notices. Number 2, start line. The wind carried the smell of rain long before the first drop touched the ground. And number 3, use this dialogue. I didn't want to involve you, but it's too late. You're already here, and now there's no going back. And the prompt has begun. Please vote. Got 2 minutes. That might be too long, but I figured that was worth a shot since most of us are new to this. It does. Yes, I did beat you this time, Sticks. I just gotta say, I absolutely love how the Twitch community and long-term Twitchers have like been helping out, and we've got all these people from all over the world now, popping in there, explaining to newbies when they walk in, teaching us how to do this, teaching our audience how to manage it. It's mwah. Well, because I copy pasted it into the Discord. I was cutting it from one document, putting it into a completely different program, and then copying that and putting it into yet a different one. On multiple screens. Give me some credit, Sticks.
And then Leon with his dad.
Leon!
All right, come on, people, vote, vote, vote.
And it is official. We are using Start Line. The wind carried the smell of rain long before the first drop touched the ground. Obviously, of course, you can always use the concept and the dialogue, but the official one is the Start Line. And so we are good to go there. Thank you so much to our beautiful raiders from last week who are teaching us new things and making us professional. I mean, as professional as this can ever get. So yeah, there we go.
Might want to extend it because it looks like maybe the listener didn't get the vote. We can do a tad longer.
Do a tad longer. Do 3 minutes next time.
Well, no, because we had 11 people in here and 10 votes, so it was close enough to the actual.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay. Now, of course, this is, again, the last one. There is the additional challenge to include some kind of cultural historical party, some kind of festivity of some nature into it. That is an extra challenge. You don't have to. But again, your characters do not exist in a world without traditions. So how do those traditions affect your characters? And so there we go. And come back tomorrow. There will be the 3 at last prompts, which are going to be Death's Head, Julie, and Kesh. So big long ones tomorrow. And I'm so happy that I instituted the 2,500 limit for next year.
Hey, I just came in at 2,600. Okay, it's like I was just here later.
Hey, this is the longest I've done in a while.
Oh, Luna's in there.
She is?
Luna's Holiday Heart.
Oh! I didn't make that connection.
It's okay.
I didn't realize who you were, Luna. I am so sorry.
There's a reason I have 6 screens going so that I can see all. This one gets overwhelmed by it. It's fine. It's okay. We are the true definition of opposites attract.
Probably.
Goth metal, pop country, horror thriller, things that make me curl up into a ball going, yeah! romance and old white man thrillers. I can be gushy too. Oh, everybody can be gushy. We won't talk about the books I've been reading lately.
You'd like to tell us all about that on Discord.
Look, Shrek has some moves. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, God. Negative 100 words.
What? I still got to read book 2.
Oh, you haven't yet? Yes, we did, Nathan.
Yes, we did. It is starting line. The wind carried the smell of rain long before the first drop touched the ground. And oh dear God, I just realized that that's going to spark things in Nathan's brain. Fuck. I will survive.
Oh my goodness.
What dinner? Oh, sorry. Did I make you lose your appetite? Look, I was rather impressed that the Shrek smut actually had decent grammar and a pretty thorough plotline. I was quite impressed.
If you come over Discord, she'll tell you all about it.
Look, all anybody has to do is read it on KU. If you've got KU, boom, you've got access to it. I know it's the evil Zon, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but it's called Get in My Swamp by GM Ferry. Tell the women in your life about it. They'll thank you.
You already told us.
I know, but we have new viewers. And we have viewers on the YouTube after the fact.
Alrighty then. We're just gonna go ahead and got our prompt for the week. And we're gonna go ahead and send off because we've got typies we have to do. So everybody, if you don't join us tomorrow night, we hope you do join us tomorrow night. I'm on tomorrow night unless I can convince my thing to get deleted. Anywho. I said anywho.
Izzy, hide it so she can't do it.
No.
I'm not going to. I threaten every week, but I don't do it. Anywho, please join us tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. If you can't reach out to us tomorrow night, please consider joining us again next week. If you have not joined or subscribed to the channel, we appreciate it. And we hope you stick around for the lovely journey that will be season 3 starting in 2 weeks. Otherwise, everybody have a very safe and holiday season, a blessed Yule, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year, though we will see you before New Year's. Otherwise, don't add to population, don't subtract from population. If you get your ass arrested, that's your own fucking fault. This is a holiday weekend, your ass is going to sit until Monday. We will not have enough for bailment.
Well, don't forget,
Okay.
it's also
But it's
Hanukkah and
Ramadan,
Kwanzaa.
and we'll see what we can put on your commissary. Otherwise, be brave, be bold, but always stay humble. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Same bat channel, same bat channel. Bye!
I'm solo dancing on your